used to think that song was Barney and the Jets, but it's I don't know.
Why would somebody in Centerville think that it was Barney?
I don't know.
It's obviously Benny. Bennie.
Mm-hmm. I used to think it was She's Got Electric Boobs. I used to think it was that.
Why would you think that?
That's what it sounds like. Electric boobs.
No, he sings. She's got electric boots.
I knew it was never that because I bought this vinyl in '74.
Has the lyrics,
and the lyrics are right there.
It doesn't say boobs.
No, no, and it doesn't. It doesn't sound like boobs.
No. Yeah, it sounds exactly like boobs.
It does not.
You can't. It's so much.
You can't. I don't think you can find it,
but because on this day in 1950. Bernie Taupin was born.
Bernie Taupin, a songwriter, partner of Elton John for many years. Still, I think they're still together.
Yeah.
Writing stuff. Elton John wrote that along with Bernie Taupin. And here's what Bernie Taupin says about it. The song tells the story of Benny, Bennie, and the Jets, a fictional band of whom the song's narrator is a fan. In an interview, Taupin said, I saw Benny and the Jets as a sort of proto-sci-fi punk band fronted by an androgynous woman who looks like something out of a Helmut Newton photograph.
Electric boots and a mohair suit.
Exactly. Does it sound like you've got boobs? All you could talk about yesterday was your damn bra. Now it's boobs.
Hey, right there. That's.
I got boobs on the brain.
That's what Benny's supposed to look like right there.
Also, not a live recording.
Not a live recording.
Sounds like a live recording, but
a lot of people think it is, but it is not.
They manufactured all that in the studio.
Yes.
Very well, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a song. It's one of those songs that I came to appreciate after it was around for a while. Elton John himself is somebody I came to appreciate after a while.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I didn't at first, but as I started listening to things like Benny and the Jets and Get Back Honky Cat, and
that's my least favorite.
Yeah,
Get Back Honky Cat, your least
it's not
favorite?
A great song.
Honky Cat is my least favorite.
But I love the song Tiny Dancer, and yeah.
And I know I've mentioned this before, but I'm going to mention it again.
Is it about boobs, Gina?
No.
Oh.
Bernie was...
Bernie Taupin?
Bernie Taupin was being interviewed and asked what was the best record of last year. And this was a few years ago. And he said, Tom Russell's October in the Railroad Earth was the best album of last year. My Uncle Tom...
That's your uncle. Do we have that?
Have that album?
Do we have that song?
Oh, that's the album title.
What's this, Gary?
This is one of my favorite Elton tunes.
I wonder if those changes have left a scar on you. Like all the burning hoops of fire that you and I passed through. You're a bluebird on a telegraph line. I hope you're happy now. But if the wind out change coming down your way, girl, you'll make it back somehow.
Elton John, or rather Reginald Kenneth Dwight, born in 1947, seems to be a very nice person.
Seems to be.
Yeah, I don't think there. I think he is probably a very nice person.
So he was at. Speaking of Uncle Tom,
your Uncle Tom.
What was the album?
October in the Railroad Earth.
And did he mention a particular song?
He just said that album was
the best record of the year.
But so Bernie was at a concert for Uncle Tom, and Aunt Nan. You guys know Aunt Nan.
Oh yeah,
sure, Aunt Nan.
She was there, and Uncle Tom had saved the front row seats for family and friends, and Bernie was in the front row, and Aunt Nan, family, went to sit in the front row, and Bernie would. To your point of whether Bernie's a nice guy or not, Bernie wouldn't let Aunt Nan sit in the front row.
I never said Bernie was a nice guy. You never heard me say that.
You just said that.
No, I said Elton John seems to be a very nice guy.
Oh, I thought you were saying.
Have you ever heard of Elton John?
dogs with tattoos from Singapore. Boxcars, iron wheels giving birth. Flophouse afternoons of old warped wood America. October in the railroad earth.
What's your favorite cut on this album, Gina? He's your uncle.
Well, she likes small engine repair because it harkens back to a time when
small engine repair is there's a story with this, and it's in a movie. Small engine. Hold on, I can't remember. It's damn it.
This song is in a movie.
Yes.
And you don't remember what movie
Hold on,
it is.
give me a
But
second.
it's what made Uncle Tom a wealthy man.
No.
Because it's in a movie.
I didn't know we were going to go down here. Small engine.
You brought it up. Okay.
Small.
Let's try another cut. I'd like to hear him do something a little more up-tempo.
Who is that?
Uncle Tom.
it's the Beastie Boys and Biz Markie.
Pretty good.
It does sound like Biz Markie.
That's because it is. That's why it sounds that way. You didn't find the movie.
Yeah, give me a minute.
Well, you.
We're out of time. Sorry.
This has been Farting Around with Carrie, Bill, and Gina on X96, Radio from Hell.
All right, we're going to take a break here, and we're going to give Gina a pep talk in this break. You're a little low energy today. Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Okay. All right. You're sure?
Yes.
Okay.
She's just looking stuff up.
All right. We will take a break here, and then we'd like to come back and have you check in with us. 877-602-9696. That's the number to check in with the Radio from Hell show. You can say hi. You can say, hey, I'm going to work. I'm opening my store in a few minutes. And we'll say, hey, what store do you have? And you get a little plug for your store.
Small engine repair.
Yeah, exactly. I do small engine repair, and I'm going to work right now. Or you can, just say hi. 877-602-9696. You can also text us if that's the way you want to do it. 33986.
RenaissanceRanch.com.
Yes, indeed. If you or someone you know is suffering from addiction to drugs or alcohol, and it's awful. I know in my family it's been awful, and it just. But there is help, and that's Renaissance Ranch Addiction Treatment Center. It's a local family-owned addiction treatment center, and they've been through it themselves. The family has. That's why they started doing this. And they, when they staff people, they're usually recovering addicts who know what the problems are and how hard it can be, and that's helpful. Renaissance Ranch program is designed for male patients specifically, and help really is out there, I promise you. Renaissance Ranch. You can schedule a free consultation and read some compelling success stories online. You'll find them at RenaissanceRanch.com. That's RenaissanceRanch.com. And they do accept most private insurance plans, and they accept Medicaid. Mother's Day is this Sunday, is that right?
That is correct.
I know what you're doing. You're going to see Is It Me, God, You're There, Margaret.
Are you there, God? It's
Yeah.
me, Margaret.
That's what I said. I said something close to that. And is that all you'll do for Mother's Day?
I mean, I don't know what else. Yeah, I mean that's the one activity.
Is somebody doing something special for you?
I don't know.
Is there always a surprise? Because my wife makes it clear what she wants for Mother's Day every year, and that is, what do you want for Mother's Day? Leave me alone. That's essentially it. I want to go outside and work and plant plants all day, plant in the garden all day, and and drink mimosas by myself. Leave me alone.
I always planted with my mom for Mother's Day.
Well, and that's historically what my kids have done on Mother's Day is I have a bunch of pots that I have out in the backyard, and they plant my pots for Mother's Day. That's my present.
And I don't do anything because my wife is not my mother.
But you should still.
Don't you? She has children that can do things for her.
She is the mother of your children. Aren't you grateful
mother.
to her for that?
She's not my mother.
Birthed your children.
She says, as a matter of fact, I'm not your mother. Do you do anything for Mother's Day, Carrie, with Sue?
No.
No, because she's not your mother.
Well,
no.
It doesn't make sense. But I was thinking about it, too, because somebody in the chat room, and by the way, if you don't know what the chat room is, you listen to this, you ought to maybe check it out. And it's kind of interesting to participate in there and
so if you go to
see what people are thinking about and talking about.
If you go to the X96 web page or x96.com/live, the chat room appears right below the video. Hi.
And they post stuff all the time. And somebody had, I forget who did it, some guy, I think, found this ad for Andy's Chuck Wagon Buffet because we were talking about it on a best of, apparently. And I probably was telling the story of taking my grandparents there for their 50th or 60th wedding anniversary because that's where they wanted to go. Could have gone to any place expensive in Ogden, which there weren't many places, but they wanted to go there. But he found this ad, enjoy your Mother's Day dinner at Andy's Chuck Wagon from noon to 8 p.m., serving our famous buffet. 35 delicious items to choose from. Andy's Buffet Chuck Wagon, 3684 Wall Avenue in the Kmart Plaza.
Oh, yeah.
and it's just a cheesy little ad that was probably in the Standard Examiner or something, but brought back a huge flood of memories of Andy's Chuck Wagon Buffet. And it made me kind of wish that it was there still.
You would go, wouldn't you?
I would go just to say
for memories.
Yeah. But I think that whole thing is, I don't even know if I could locate it anymore. I guess I have 3684 Wall Avenue, but I'm sure it doesn't look anything like that anymore. But no Andy's Chuck Wagon Buffet for Mother's Day.
Nope.
Somebody says, should I do something for my ex-wife? We have one child together.
You could.
Absolutely, you should.
Well,
she's, again, still the mother of your child. It would be a nice thing to...
But they do have that one child who could do something.
Well, maybe the child is a toddler.
So they're never too early to learn. Do something for your mother.
You have to teach them.
Crawl over there and get her slippers. And crawl back with them.
It's never a bad idea to do something nice for someone. You're looking for excuses not to do it. Not my mother. Not my this. She's my ex-wife, not my current.
I'm always looking for excuses to not do something nice.
I was pulling root vegetables when I was a toddler.
Yeah. It's anyway, Mother's Day is Sunday, and my wife did say she'd like some lobster and some artichokes. So
you'll make dinner for her.
I'll make that happen.
Yeah.
I'll make that happen.
right, 6:22. Let's get this over with.
You betcha. We'll officially begin the program, and then we will go to your check-ins. 877-602-9696 is the number you can check in with us and say hi. It doesn't look like anybody's doing that on the phone at the moment, but we'd like to hear from you. Some people are texting, and that's okay. 33986. Do we have a sponsor here?
Click it or ticket. Remember to buckle up your loved ones. Every trip, every seat, every age. A message by the Utah Department of Public Safety. Visit clickit.utah.gov.
The moon is 28.2% of full. A waning crescent moon. Looked lovely in the sky this morning, in the eastern sky. The moon will set today at 3:40 p.m., today being Thursday. It's the 22nd day of May in the year of our Lord Jesus Christ, 2025. It's Harvey Milk Day.
Oh.
The first openly gay politician in California. And we have a Harvey Milk Boulevard here in Salt Lake. Harvey Milk was a leader of the American civil rights movement for LGBTQ people.
That movie Milk is really good.
Sean Penn, right?
Sean Penn, yeah.
It's Chardonnay Day.
Oh, good.
Have a glass of Chardonnay. It's so oaky. It's National Craft Distillery Day. We have many of those here in the area. Vanilla Pudding Day. Vanilla pudding. We just don't have enough pudding these days.
I agree.
Don't you?
You demand more pudding?
I used to love butterscotch pudding when
yes.
when I was a kid. It's Sherlock Holmes Day. 150 years ago on this day, Arthur Conan Doyle was born, the creator of Sherlock Holmes. And finally, it's World Goth Day. People mistake goths for those who are obsessed with death and all things morbid. This isn't really exactly true. It is just mostly true. World Goth Day today. And this is an all-new edition of the Radio from Hell show, starring the Lords of Morning Radio. It's Kerry Jackson right there. I'm Big Beautiful Bill. Right over there is Gina Barberi. Do you know that she's Uncle Tom's niece?
It's true. And
Nan's niece. And Uncle Pat's niece. How about that? Katie for short is our fine producer right behind me there. And who else? Is that Maya? Hi, Maya, thank you so much for being here. We do appreciate it. And let's see, the dog, Vax, is probably there, yes.
Right there.
Curling up, going to sleep with a toy on his nose. It's resting on his nose.
877-602-9696 if you have a mind to check in. Remember those numbers because we have an X poll coming up later.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, Sketchy Blake of Ogden. Thanks for holding down the fort while I was in Dallas.
No problem.
Chris in the Salty Lake. Yes, it absolutely does sound like she has electric boobs.
Thank you.
Groundskeeper Bob checking in, looking forward to a long weekend of personal yard work with hints of beer and tequila. Let's see, Mixer driver Shane checking in from Orem. It's my Friday.
Okay.
Okay.
Elton's autobiography was one of the best books I read last year.
Oh.
Inspector Bo checking in from SLCC West Point campus. Troy of Riverton checking in. Mike in Nashville checking in. It's just my job 5 days a week.
That's a different song.
Bernie Taupin lyric. Let's see. Good morning. Jocelyn from Sandy, Benny and the Jets, Electric Boobs, and Tiny Dancer Tony Danza are great songs.
Closer, Tony Danza.
Moni from Taylorsville. Hi. Patrick, the friendly neighborhood middle school teacher checking in. Got my electric boots and mohair suit.
You're all set.
Mishak Averta checking in. Would like to have heard more Bismarcky. Sorry. Johnny B checking in, listening while getting ready to be a big shot today.
Wow.
Let's see. Kira and Andy checking in. Zoology teacher Vanessa checking in. Ella the nanny. Need to consider Uncle Tom song, Who's Gonna Build Your Wall? Longtime fan of Tom Russell.
That song's exactly what it sounds like, by the way.
Emmett the pool guy checking in.
It's one of those angry protest songs from an angry young man.
D-Mon here. Hope your day goes well. Happy Thursday. Mikel of Reno checking in. Weber State Professor Jake checking in. Perry City listener checking in. Congrats to my daughter Caitlin for making on the soccer team above the bracket that she has been playing on. Great job.
Oh, nice.
Luis of Harrisburg, PA, checking in. Bay Area mixer driver checking in. Richard, who's not a dick, checking in. Head shrinker Heather checking in with my new puppy, who only lasted a week in her kennel before taking over our bed every night. Tristan from the most west of Jordan's checking in. JB of Maine from West Valley checking in. Happy Memorial Day weekend. Batchman Justin checking in. Chef Roy. Love a good craft beer and a Chardonnay once in a while.
It's so oaky.
Katie from Richfield here. I'm just getting off work in Taylorsville, headed to Richfield. Dominic Bonacci from Clearfield checking in. Last day of school for the kiddos.
Yeah. Handsome man. I mentioned that before. I won't mention it again. But
I think you're kind of sweet on Dominic.
Well, he was just a very nice guy, good-looking man, going to get married to a really attractive woman, and they both have kids, and the kids weren't that great.
Why would you say that?
No, they were fine. Right. They were fine.
There he goes, making friends. Starflower checking in. Woodworker Willie. Electric Arlen checking in. Please send good vibes. My epileptic dog goes in for a CT scan today.
That's hard.
A dog with epilepsy, man.
Metal Shop Mark here in Tooele. Riza from Tooele. Last teacher working day of the year.
Enjoy.
Meg the musician. Sid. FOP Holly of West Jordan checking in. HR Lady of Ogden checking in. Thank God it's no longer a full moon.
Does that affect HR things?
I wonder.
Apparently it does.
People acting up at work during the full moon? No one's acting up on the roads. This time of year is weird. People are out of school, graduation's happening, people going out of town for holiday early. All of that means there are no accidents or slowdowns right now. So enjoy your commute, at least right now. That's traffic.
All right. Thank you very much. We will take a break, play a song. After the song, it's Big Boy News. And Frank Christ presents They're Fine, They're Just Fine. The Dead Celebrity Game coming up. Stand by for all.
I heard about this TV show called Baby Reindeer.
Baby Reindeer.
I was reading a lot about it before it came out.
Okay.
It's on Netflix, and I was intrigued by it because it was based on a true story. That this comedian wrote a one-man play about and performed it, and people liked it so much they're like, we should make this into a little mini-series. Mm-hmm. And it's about, there may be a spoiler in here.
Yeah, I don't. I was reading about it too, and I stopped reading because I don't want it to be given away. I want to watch it because it sounds really intriguing.
Well, and so you see why I was like, oh, I want to watch it. So I won't spoil it. I'll just give you the basic backstory. He's a bartender, and a woman comes into the bar, and he's nice to her. Mm-hmm. She doesn't have any money, and he's like, oh, this drink's on me. And that was all it took for her to turn into a stalker.
Mm. Oh, she's stalking him.
She's stalking him.
Yeah.
Now, it's not just your basic stalker story. Because he is a struggling comedian who wants attention. He has these comedy shows that he goes and does, and nobody laughs. And well, guess what she'll do?
Laugh?
She'll come to the shows and laugh and think. So he's getting. So even though she's creepy, he's getting positive attention from like.
Now you said something earlier. You said something about this show put you off, and you didn't think you would watch the rest of it.
Well, now
you can't say.
Well, it's because he doesn't handle it in the way, like you're watching it going, why are you encouraging this? Mm-hmm. Why don't you just tell her to knock it off? I mean, I guess there's not a story there. The story is that it gets complicated. Like, she's crazy, but he's kind of crazy too. he's kind of like, well, like you keep saying, why don't you go to the police? Why are you putting up with this? Well,
So it's this kind of dysfunctional.
yeah.
This is I had not heard of it, but apparently this is like the most watched thing on Netflix
Yeah.
right now.
It's huge right now.
And I've talked to a couple people who were like me, who watched a couple episodes and went, I'm out. I can't. I'm out. I can't do this.
So here are just some of the headlines about it.
Okay.
Real life baby reindeer woman complains, I'm the victim, he's stalking me. Stephen King says, this is the most incredible thing I have ever seen.
So apparently, a few days ago, the guy who wrote it came out and said, please don't try to find these people. I've changed the names and some details. Please don't go poking. Well, with the internet anymore, it doesn't take much to poke around and find
His
these
name
people.
is Richard Gadd.
And now apparently the stalker, because he came out a couple days ago and said, I don't have any contact with that woman anymore. Don't try to find out who she is. Leave her alone. Well, of course, some people have found her and now they're interviewing her, and she's still crazy.
And she's still crazy. Okay.
It's an interesting. I don't know. Maybe I'll go back and finish it, but it's.
Here's a texter. We watched Baby Reindeer over the weekend. It was good, but also very disturbing. We did some research, found it is very close to the actual events in the story. Huh.
I don't know. I watched two of them and I went, eh.
He said it's kind of like, he says it is based on events in my life, but I've changed the names of people, the genders of people, all of that kind of thing.
I don't know. Maybe it's a good thing that it's not what I was expecting it to be. Maybe that's what makes it interesting.
What made you go watch it in the first place?
Because I just thought it was, it's a true story about a stalker. Maybe that, I don't know. It's like a true crime thing, like I like. But the stalker should have been the one that made me uncomfortable. He, the victim, was the one that was making me uncomfortable. Like, why are you behaving in this way? This is, like, if this were happening to me, I wouldn't behave in this way. Why are you behaving in this way?
The reason as to why he didn't go to the police earlier is very disturbing. It gets very hard to watch.
Well, maybe
So
I won't watch it.
maybe I need to finish it.
And maybe I won't watch it. It's like, it's weird, the way things affect people. I loved that show, Fallout. My wife watched the first episode with me and said, I can't watch this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's too violent. I said, well, it's kind of cartoony violence. I don't know. It's just too. And the first episode, really, there's a lot of violence.
It's the most violent episode of the
But,
series.
she just said, I can't do it. And I'm out. So it's just the way people get.
I mean, I think I can handle most things, but and it's not that anything happened in the first couple episodes they couldn't handle. It just, I don't know.
Well, it's like
put me off.
that. It's like that. Those movies, the Human Centipede movies.
Well, that's a
Now it's but I know people who say they are a very they're not parodies isn't the right word. It's social commentary. It's over the top. It's there's a lot of that in it. I think I don't care. I know enough about it to know that I don't care what point it's trying to make. I don't want to go there. They're not. They're I think there are three of them, and they say they're not just trying to be salacious. They're trying to make a point. Well, I don't like the way they're trying to make the point, so I'm not going to watch it.
I will go finish it because now I feel like I brought it up, and we
It's
should
your obligation.
and we shouldn't judge things that we haven't seen.
Well,
so maybe I should.
I'm just disappointed that you didn't watch the Bon Jovi thing this week.
That I watch this instead. Okay,
You watched that instead.
I know what I'm going to get with the Bon Jovi.
You didn't. I wanted a report on the Bon Jovi thing.
Yeah.
I think you'd really like Sugar. With Colin Farrell has. I used to not think much of him one way or the other, and I've just decided he's one of the best actors on film around. He's incredibly good, and he's really good in this.
Go back and watch him in the Daredevil movie with Ben Affleck, because he's the best part, playing this over-the-top, crazy villain,
He's in another horror movie that's like, Pumpkinhead or one of those, and he's really good in it. It's a stupid movie, but
All right. I want to report on the Bon Jovi.
Okay.
Because on this day in 1979, Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark, Gina's favorite band,
I got a big tattoo for them on.
yes, released their debut single. First thing we ever heard from them in 1979, Electricity. There you go. If you know, you know. 6:39, let's get to some big boy news. Right after the big boy news, it's Frank Christ Presents They're Fine, They're Just Fine. It's the Dead Celebrity Game. We'll give you a list of 4 celebrity names. 3 of those celebrities are just fine. One of them is dead. If you pick the dead one correctly, you will win.
Tickets to see Sleep Theory with special guests Nevertell, Oxymorons, and Strayview Friday, June 6th at the Complex.
All right. So you get those concert tickets if you play Frank Christ Presents. Coming up after this big boy news and opiniondo. Line up now. 877-602-9696 is the number to call to play. Big boy news now brought to you by.
See movies on the big screen at Broadway Center Cinema's Summer Showdown starts May 30th with cult classics Fight Club and Drive. Now both can be seen Friday and Saturday. Get your tickets at slfstix.org.
Sean Combs' one-time personal assistant testified yesterday that he was in charge of cleaning up hotel rooms. By the way, Combs favored staying at the Trump Hotel.
He liked the Trump Hotel.
Liked the Trump Hotel.
Yeah.
It's a good place to be gross.
He was charged with cleaning up hotel rooms after the hip-hop mogul's sex marathons, tossing out empty alcohol bottles, baby oil, drugs, tidying pillows, making it look as if nothing had happened or nothing bad had happened. An implied part of the job was protecting him and protecting his public image. That was important to him, said George Kaplan on the stand at Combs' federal sex trafficking trial. That's what I was keen on doing. Kaplan worked for Combs from 2013 to 2015. He said the Bad Boy Records founder would sometimes summon him to a hotel room to deliver a medicine kit, which was a bag full of prescription pills and over-the-counter pain medications. He said Combs dispatched him to buy drugs, including MDMA, ecstasy, that is. Kaplan was granted immunity to testify after initially telling the Manhattan court that he would invoke his Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. Prosecutors contend that Combs leaned on employees and used his music and fashion empire to facilitate and cover up his behavior, sometimes making threats to keep them in line and hush-hush. Kaplan testified that Combs threatened his job on a monthly basis, once berating him for buying the wrong size bottled water. Combs' longtime girlfriend, Cassie, testified that Kaplan quit after seeing Combs beat her. Apparently, Mr. Kaplan didn't intervene.
I was going to say, why wasn't the end of that sentence going to the police?
Yeah.
He didn't intervene and try to stop it or go to the police, but he quit. He said, I couldn't take it anymore. Well, it just happened an hour or two ago. Republicans pushed President Trump's big, beautiful bill, his signature tax and spending cut legislation, through the House of Representatives. After making several last-minute changes to the bill following the all-night session, the House passed the bill this morning by a vote of 215 to 214, with all Democrats and 2 Republicans voting no, 1 Republican voting present. The legislation, the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, they actually call it that, it's printed on it, combines $1 trillion in cuts to federal health and food programs, with nearly $4 trillion in tax cuts, mostly benefiting higher earners. The House passage of the legislation is a major win for Trump and Speaker Johnson, who had to placate conservatives wanting steeper spending cuts, as well as moderates seeking bigger tax deductions for wealthy homeowners. But now it has to go to the Senate, and that's uncertain what will happen there, since a number of Senate Republicans have signaled that they won't accept the House approach to either the tax cuts or the spending cuts, which would result in an estimated 8 million fewer Americans having health insurance, mostly because of cuts to Medicaid. More than 70 million Americans are on a form of Medicaid, according to recent government statistics, and they are trying to cut them out, most of them, or 8 million of them.
And they act like, oh, it's all these undocumented people on Medicaid.
No,
it's not.
It's not.
It's not. It's people who have very poor health, people who are disabled, people who have struggled to even make it day to day. But you know, the Pentagon has said it accepted the $400 million jet from Qatar that will be retrofitted to become Air Force One.
It'll take 2 to 3 years to be retrofitted, and by that time,
Then other planes will be done.
other planes will be done.
Just stupid.
but Carrie, Trump will be out of office, and then he can just.
Take
They're
it.
going to gift it to the Trump library, and it will just be his.
Air Force One is the you already know
what
that.
it is.
Yes, Trump defended the move, saying, "I could be a stupid person and say no, we don't want a free, very expensive airplane." He stated that the plane would ultimately be transferred to his presidential library. But you know, Pete Hegseth, he led a Christian prayer breakfast service at the Pentagon, and the event was billed as the Secretary of Defense Christian Prayer and Worship Service.
Yeah.
It was standing room only, ran for about 30 minutes with Brooks Pottinger, the pastor of Mr. Hegseth's church in Tennessee, as the main speaker. Hegseth said he intended that the prayer service become a monthly event. It's unclear whether the Defense Department has hosted similar religious events outside of the Pentagon Chapel, which was added after the 9/11 attacks. But the service is part of an increasing infusion of overt Christian evangelization in official government events during Trump's second term. And by the way, during this prayer breakfast, Hegseth said, "Donald Trump is divinely inspired by God."
You know, they used to say that about kings. You know, when they would say that about.
But also, isn't this a government agency saying that one religion is preferred over another?
Yes, Christian religion.
That's a problem. Yeah.
A civil lawsuit filed yesterday against BYU quarterback Jake Retzlaff. Is that how you say his name? Retzlaff claims the Cougar star raped a woman and forced her to perform sex acts against her will. The lawsuit was filed in 3rd Judicial Court in Salt Lake County. It alleges that Retzlaff sexually assaulted the woman identified as Jane Doe in court filings during a November 2023 incident when she and friends went to the quarterback's Provo home to play video games. It always starts with playing video games, doesn't it? The lawsuit filed in 3rd Judicial Court, according to they say the two went to watch a movie alone. According to Jane Doe, when the two went to watch a movie alone, they began to kiss, and then she said, "I don't want to do anything more than this." At that point, the woman claims Retzlaff began escalating the situation, groping her. She attempted to pull away, told Retzlaff that she didn't want to do anything sexual. Then she claimed she wanted to leave, was scared. Anyway, she said she ends up being sexually assaulted, raped, she says, according to her. And now, it was odd what happened after that. A day later, I think she went to the hospital and had a rape kit performed and documented bruises on her neck, her inner thighs, and she had a cut on her lip. Then she went to the police but she said, "I got assaulted, but I don't want to tell you who did it." And so I don't understand what the point of that was.
Well,
she said, "I was afraid and in shock and not ready to confront him."
Yeah.
But
it's good to have, she went and said, but wasn't ready to say who it was. And, and police can't do anything with it if they don't know who it is.
The lawsuit says that at some point a police officer reached out to her about the name because someone else had filed a complaint about a football player, and they wanted to know if it was the same person. It was then that she shared Retzlav's name. Now, and the police department shared that its record showed it had received a complaint with a similar accounting as the lawsuit on November 27, 2023. So does that mean Provo police said, yeah, we had another complaint about this guy?
No. It means, so when she was there, she didn't give her name or his name either. So they went back and they had a report of a reported incident that they're assuming is this incident. Yeah. But there are no names attached to it.
And a man has been arrested for stalking Salt Lake City Mayor Erin Mendenhall because he's pissed about the new flags that she had made.
That's what we're upset about?
Yeah.
Jason Guy Rogers was arrested Tuesday on charges of electronic communication harassment and stalking. Mendenhall unveiled a series of flags earlier this month that she said complied with the state's new law that many feel targets LGBTQ plus pride flags and others from appearing in government and state buildings. According to the arrest documents, police were made aware of social media threats made by Rogers. So he was stalking her online and saying things like, when you see her and her family, end them immediately. Ooh. Utah will rise up. Rogers posted other comments. When you see a Mendenhall, end their life immediately.
Wow.
Following a request to Statewide Information and Analysis Center to learn who was behind the username, detectives learned it was Mr. Rogers. Well, yeah. And when questioned by police at his home, he denied making the comments. But then an hour later, after the police had been talking with him, he made another threat. Yeah. Time for action, he said. Not a bright guy.
No.
He also was at the city-county building where the mayor's office is located. Security personnel monitored him with security cameras. He was seen walking around the building and trying to enter through multiple locked side doors. So a pretty serious action of stalking the mayor.
Because of
flags.
A flag.
Yeah. Let's see. Let me do one more quick one here then. A British climber has scaled Mount Everest for the 19th time.
We get it. You did it.
Breaking his own record for the most ascents of the world's highest peak by a non-Sherpa guide.
What?
Sherpas have, they've hundreds, like I think one Sherpa's done it at least 35 or 40 times. He says, I'm going to do it one more time. It was 19th. I want to make it 20. I'll make 20 ascents, and then I'll start climbing other mountains in the Himalayas.
Yeah, there are other mountains.
Yeah, close by even.
Yeah.
All right, that's it.
Does he have a job?
He probably is so rich he doesn't need a job.
That would be my guess.
Let's see. We need a contestant to play the Dead Celebrity Game. Frank Chris Presents.
Are we having trouble with the phone? Anybody check it?
I'll check it right now. But
877-602-9696. What's the prize for Frank
Sleep Theory tickets coming to town with special guests Never Tell and Oxymorons and Stray View Friday, June 6th at the Complex.
Okay. So assuming the phones are working, you should call now to play Frank Chris Presents because we'll do it in just a second after sports, weather, and traffic.
On this day, 5 years ago, we lost Coach Jerry Sloan passed away on this day. So just a little sports on this day for you. Really good game last night between the Knicks and the Pacers. It was a fun game to watch. Pacers won 138-135. Today you've got the Timberwolves and the Thunder. Oklahoma's currently leading that series 1-0. That game's at 6:30. In the NHL, Dallas Stars over the Edmonton Oilers 6-3. These are the conference finals. Dallas is leading that series right now. Today you've got the Panthers and the Hurricanes at 6 o'clock. Yes, I know it's Hurricanes. Let's see. Weather. Very warm today. Lots warmer than yesterday. 84 for a high today. 80 tomorrow. We stay in the upper 70s to low 80s all the way through Memorial Weekend. It looks like even into the first part of next week, we could be up till near 90 by then. Traffic looks great. I think a lot of people are out of school or already on vacation because we don't have a lot of traffic or accidents to tell you about. I'll refresh this, make sure we have the most up-to-date information for you, but I think it looks pretty good. Oh, just one thing to tell you about crash northbound I-15 on Main Street in Lehigh, milepost 279. Whatever else you're seeing, you can text us 33986. Jerry Seiner Cadillac celebrates their new location with an incredible buying experience for your dream car. Coming today to experience the Seiner difference.
Oh, Frank.
Oh, hello, everyone.
Hi, Frank. Chris is here. Frank, the Reaper of Celebrity Souls, has joined us in the studio. What?
Still getting hate mail for Norm.
Oh,
for George Wendt.
George Wendt.
It's Frank. Frank does not decide who gets read.
No,
he just has to collect them.
He doesn't kill these people. It's not his fault, it's very sad for Frank to have to go and collect these people because he loves them.
I love our precious celebrities. Everything they say and do is right.
No. Frank is a Grim Reaper, as you would picture a Grim Reaper, a skeletal figure wearing a robe, carrying a scythe with him. And the only kind of difference, I think, is that you've updated. Instead of a horse, you go around in an electric scooter.
Well, I care for the environment, and I don't like horses.
Frank puts the soul of the celebrity in the sidecar. What does it look like? Well, I sort of saw...
It's the shape of the person.
You sort of stopped by here. George Wendt was with you when you stopped by.
Yeah, he just looked like George Wendt.
Yeah. Frank takes them to the distribution center, as he says, and then from there, you don't know where they go.
I know not. That's beyond me. It's hell. It's more than likely it's hell.
Frank joins us to play the game we call Frank Chris Presents.
They're fine. They're just fine.
It's a morbid game where we ask the contestant to identify a dead celebrity. And who do we have to play?
Tristan is here.
Tristan? Is that right?
Tristan.
Yeah.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm well. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm just fine.
I'm fine. I'm just fine.
Oh, you got it.
That's fine. You're fine. Tristan, is it Tristan?
Tristan with a T, yes.
Tristan, all right. Tristan, because today is National Goth Day, Frank has given me a list of 4 actors who are in movies that resonate with goth themes and culture. All right? Now, if you can select...
Great.
If you can select the dead celebrity, you will win the prize, which is what again, Gina?
Tickets to see Sleep Theory with special guests Never Tell, Oxymorons, and Strayview, Friday, June 6th at the Complex.
Now, remember, Tristan, 3 of the actors on this list are, as Frank...
They're just fine.
They're fine, but one of them, you have to identify the dead celebrity. Ready to go?
Yep.
Okay, here we go. Number 1, Balthazar Getty. A member of the fabulously wealthy Getty family, his acting debut was in Lord of the Flies. He had a recurring role in Charmed. He was in Alias, Brothers and Sisters. He was also in Young Guns 2, Natural Born Killers, Judge Dredd, and Mr. Holland's Opus. He was in the neo-noir horror movie Lost Highway. That was, what's his name, who just died?
David Lynch.
David Lynch. Number 1, Balthazar Getty. Thank you, Frank. You know your dead celebrities.
Well, I try to.
Number 2, Fairuza Balk. She developed a cult following early in her career. She was even called a goth girl. Her credits include The Island of Dr. Moreau, American History X, The Waterboy, Almost Famous, Deuces Wild, Don't Come Knocking, and Wild Tigers I Have Known. She was in the goth-imbued movie The Craft. Number 2, Fairuza Balk. Number 3 is Natasha Richardson, part of the Redgrave acting family. She played Patty Hearst in a biopic film. Richardson also appeared in The Handmaid's Tale, Nell, The Parent Trap, Maid in Manhattan, and The White Countess. She won a Tony Award for Cabaret. She starred in a very goth movie called Gothic. Number 3, Natasha Richardson. And finally, Ba Ling, best known for her work in the films The Crow, Nixon, Red Corner, Crank, Dumplings, Wild Wild West, Anna and the King, Southland Tales, and Maximum Impact. She filmed scenes for Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, but her role was cut during editing. She was in the so gothy The Crow. Number 4, Ba Ling. All right, Tristan, which one of those actors is dead?
Ba Ling.
No,
she's fine. She's just fine.
Well, she's as fine as Ba Ling can be.
She's wonderful.
She's a little wacky. But we'll give you another chance, Tristan. Listen carefully. Is it Balthazar Getty? Is it Fairuza Balk? Or is it Natasha Richardson?
I'm going to guess Natasha Richardson.
Excellent. Excellent
It's
guess.
a horrible skiing and tragic
She was married to Liam Neeson. She was a novice skier at a ski resort back east somewhere.
She did not have a certain set of skills.
No.
Hit her head, and she said, "No, I don't need medical attention. I'm okay."
No, she needed medical attention.
Later on, she got a horrible headache, and it turns out she had an aneurysm, and she died. Well, there you go. You have profited from her death. Tristan, how does that make you feel?
Honestly, kind of good still.
Okay, good.
I like you.
That's the spirit.
Glad to hear it.
That's the spirit.
That's the way to play the game. Tristan,
I'm being honest.
we'll put you on hold, and Katie will tell you how to get your tickets. Thanks for playing.
I have to go check on Morrissey.
Oh,
66 today.
oh. Is it his mother's house?
He's at his mother's house. I sure hope a double-decker bus.
Goodbye,
everybody. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Frank.
Well, things are looking great, but maybe you're on the roads and it's not looking great, and you don't understand why UDOT's not reporting that. Then let us know. That's Infiniteam. Text us 33986. Utah Pride 2025 is June 7th and 8th. Celebrate Utah Pride with the Pride Rally in March, Saturday, June 7th, and the Pride Parade will be in it. June 8th, the festival all week long at Washington Square. Go to x96.com for more details.
All right. Thank you very much. We will take a break. We will be back after these messages with some geek news for you. Stand by for that. KXRK Provo. BigOTires.com.
Well, you still got time to take advantage of that $120 off select sets of 4 tires at Big O Tires. That goes through May 26th. $120 off. But remember, Big O has the lowest price on every tire every day, and they have I think most of the brands, if not all of the brands that you would want.
Now, you might be taking a road trip for Memorial Day weekend. You should take advantage of this healthy car special, just $39.95. Oil change, tire rotation, alignment check, brake check, battery check, and more, just $39.95.
Probably not too late for you to make an appointment for that, so you can get out of town tomorrow. Make an appointment online at bigotires.com. Find the one near you, too. To get to know them, there's 50 Big O tires along the Wasatch Front. It ought to be easy for you to find it and make an appointment online. They have credit. They have credit and financing and all of that, too. No credit needed financing, as a matter of fact. BigOTires.com.
Did you know you could stream Radio from Hell on the X90?
I'm just still, again, I'm surprised at that 1-1.
Yeah.
Because the baby goat was egregious, and it was a cute goat.
It pulls at the heartstrings, but number 1 he's a monster.
Goats are adorable. I like watching videos of the little baby goats in pajamas jumping around. Yeah. But don't look at their eyes too closely.
They go crosswise.
They got creepy eyes.
That's why people think they're satanic.
Yes.
I was walking through my neighborhood once. Oh, this has been several years ago now, and for some reason, somebody had 2 baby goats in their front yard, and we stopped and kind of played with them, and what they liked to do the most was butt you.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
they with their heads. They were all into that, and I mean these were just little, by the size of a dog.
Oh yeah,
little baby goats. They were cute as hell, but would you knock it off? Jeez.
Oh, they don't stop at all. Me and my wife were visiting her parents in Vernal recently, and they had some friends who recently had baby goats, which are just kids, right?
And well, that's what they call them.
Yeah, they were doing the same thing. They were I mean, they didn't go above my knee, but they just kept running into my shin. They were nipping on every little edge of my clothes, and they're adorable as hell, though.
Now, I've never been around fainting goats. But a salesperson who used to work with us, Pam, had fainting goats.
She had some.
And she lives up in the Park City area, and I never got to see them. But, they actually, when if you make a noise or come at them, they faint.
Or say a swear.
Maybe if you use...
Oh, that's different. That's a pearl-clutching goat. That's a different one.
Yeah.
That's mostly the legislature.
The outrage goat.
Yes.
Yeah. But I think that's just so interesting that they've... And I guess it's a response of they like playing dead. Well, you won't do anything to me if I play dead.
Oh, so they're not actually fainting.
They are kind of.
They're feigning the fainting.
Well, no, They actually do kind of black out. I think.
Go to YouTube and look up fainting goats,
They're-
and you'll see what we're talking
It's
about.
very odd.
I'll spend the rest of the show doing this.
And then,
And I don't think they get very big, do they? Aren't they?
I don't think so. I think they're small.
Yeah.
They're a smaller breed of goat.
But goats, they do have creepy eyes.
Yeah,
Very creepy.
it's the eyes.
And they can be pretty nasty too. Pretty mean.
Oh, they can be mean. Yeah,
Looking at a best of fainting goats
Yeah.
compilation.
Oh, it's
of
wonderful,
course.
isn't it?
Mashup.
Yeah.
Somebody in the chat room just put a GIF of one in there now. There's
okay.
a big goat scaring a small herd of the little goats,
Oh.
and the little goats, most of them just drop.
Oh, I
That's so
see. I
funny.
see. It's the
That's-
little brother tactic where you lay down on the ground and you're like, you won't hit me if I'm here.
Boom. They do. They just drop. Boom. It's quite amusing.
Evil eyes, though.
And I think Pam said it's really not nice to.
No.
You can make them do it, but you shouldn't.
Julie says their muscles seize up.
That
I
one
guess they
does-
get so scared they just go.
That one looks pretty stiff when he falls
Yeah,
down.
their legs are stiff and their back is arched. Like they can't move, obviously. But
Pearl clutching goats are part of Nanny Nation.
Ah, there
Nanny
you go.
goats.
I got
You
it.
see.
That's pretty good.
Thank you, Texter.
That's good.
Like Betty in Ogden did. You know Betty, don't you, Bill? She's from Ogden.
Yeah. We call her Bouncing Betty.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, Bouncing Betty.
Okay, yeah. She texted in 33986.
Ogden girl.
Ogden.
Bouncing Betty.
All right. We do have Boner of the Day, Big Boy News all coming up. Stand by. The X-Poll coming up just after we award the Boner is tell us your graduation stories.
Oh, jeez.
Could be graduation party, something that happened at graduation.
You
It's
know,
graduation season.
if you can talk about it, you didn't have fun, that's for sure.
So your graduation stories coming up. Right now, it's some Geek News brought to you by
Haster Games for board games, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, miniatures, dice paints, and more. Haster Games, 6831 South State or HasterGames.com.
Yep. All right, got a little something here for you.
Okay.
You know this Pennywise the Clown,
Yeah.
lives in the sewer.
Yeah, it.
Yep. Always working, that guy.
Yeah.
Well, at least every 27 years he comes out
Oh,
for a job.
it's not a very funny clown.
He's not a funny clown at all. We got our first look for the TV series based on it, called Welcome to Derry.
So this is the origin stories, or
Just 27 years before.
Yeah, it's so this one takes in 1962. A kid hitchhiking.
You poor thing. Get in before you catch your death of cold.
Now you just tell us where home is, and we'll get you back to your parents safe and sound, okay?
Anywhere but Derry.
Things that happen in the past.
My family and I just moved to town.
Oh!
Hey, baby.
Happens in your mind.
Yeah, it takes place in Derry in 1962.
4 months. And they never even found a body. That means murder.
This business with the missing kids. Do I need to be concerned?
Well,
Never a bad idea
yeah,
to keep
probably.
the people you love close.
The show was developed by the filmmakers,
No adult's ever gonna believe what we saw.
Andy and Barbara Machete.
I'm with it.
There's a history of stuff like this happening in Derry.
You kids keep your noses out of police business.
And of course,
I heard voices.
Bill Skarsgård. Well, I guess it's Gord. Is how you're supposed to say it? Skarsgård. He's back as Pennywise.
okay?
And he said, I felt like I was done with it. Also because I was shooting Nosferatu, I just felt like, okay, this is the nail in my coffin on my monster roles. But it's Barbara and Andy, and they called, and I loved them. I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. We got to explore different sides of old Pennywise. There's some cool stuff in there that we haven't seen, and he promises us that the series will be hardcore.
Who now? Do we know who was singing?
I
early
do not
on?
know. Don't know. You'll have to look that up.
All right.
This Hunger Games movie is really shaping up with quite a cast. They've just added Elle Fanning, who will play Effie.
Oh,
Remember
young
that?
Effie?
Yeah,
Okay,
young
yeah,
Effie.
okay.
You can see that,
I
right?
totally can.
And also, they've just cast Kieran Culkin to play Caesar in the Hunger Games. Now, that's a part I'm not familiar with.
Now, Pennywise isn't in this.
No.
Okay.
No.
It's other kinds of bad
So
people.
that's your Hunger Games movie that is being made. Big cast coming together for that. Toy Story 5.
Whoa, geez.
How do we feel about Toy Story 5?
Well, why not? I mean, everybody. So we did Toy Story 1, and that was great. And then this
2 was good. 3
has Toy Story 2, and you go, no, you can't.
No,
do
with
it.
3, it was a perfect trilogy. Could have ended it there.
Yeah.
4 was just okay.
I don't remember 4 at all.
It made a lot of money.
I don't remember it.
So they went to Toy Story 5. Well, they've been adding to the voice cast, and well, first of all, Combat Carl was Carl Weathers.
Right.
Right, so he had to be recast. Ernie Hudson is taking over for that.
That makes sense.
But Conan O'Brien has been added to the voice cast as Smarty Pants,
That also makes sense.
an electronic toy of some kind.
Not a classic toy that we know.
No, that's what is happening with this story, is that they're going to be talking about these, your phones, basically.
They're not real toys. Kids don't play with toys anymore.
That's it. That's exactly. And I guess Conan O'Brien will be the villain, I suppose.
Okay.
As Smarty Pants in the new one. Let's see. Grand Theft Auto 6, the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's being delayed just because it takes a long time to put out a video game.
Sure.
But the industry spent on content and services will still cross around $200 billion for the first time, thanks to the Nintendo Switch 2. But the gaming business will lose $2.7 billion in 2025 because of this delay.
Really?
That's how big these games are, especially a game like a Grand Theft Auto game, which are just huge. So, that's taking a hit for Rockstar Games, but they want to put out a good game and not just some crappy game. And if you're a fan of, Supernatural, the TV show.
You know, my kid watched that, and I kind of got into some of the episodes of it. It was on a long time.
Yes, it was.
Many episodes.
Well, there's sort of a supernatural reunion happening with Jensen Ackles, Jared Padalecki, and Misha Collins.
How about Jim Beaver? Is he going to be in it?
Nope, just those three.
God damn it.
On the final season of The Boys.
What? No, so it's going to be an episode of The Boys?
It's an episode of The Boys. They're playing different characters. One of them is a soldier boy, one of the characters.
Okay, yeah.
But, you get kind of a supernatural reunion in a way. So there you go.
I know there have been a lot of people pushing to revive that show.
I think everyone's on vacation already and out of school and doing other things because they're not driving. Or if you are, you're all going the speed limit and
behaving themselves.
Yeah.
Yes.
What I'm getting at is there's no accidents or slowdowns as far as I can tell. And actually, Infiniteam has not sent anything in either. So if that changes, please let us know. Text us 33986.
All right.
Let's see. We've got Boner of the Day coming up. Here are the boner candidates you'll be considering. Number 1, we did it in the name of fun. Number 2, the diseases are still spreading, but no one is allowed to warn us. And boner candidate number 3, how to express how truly awful these people are.
All right. Owner of the Day, Big Boy News, all coming up after these messages and a song. Stand by for that. Stockton 12 Honda.
Yep, Stockton 12 Honda, your neighborhood Honda dealer. I myself have purchased cars at Stockton 12 Honda, and I don't think I'll ever go anywhere else to buy a car in the future. I've just been so pleased with how I was treated, and I didn't get any special treatment. They treat everybody great at Stockton 12 Honda. Right now, trade-in values are at their peak. They say that they can offer you maximum amount of money for your trade-in. So if you're in the market for a car and want to trade in your old one, get yourself to Stockton 12 Honda. Stockton 12 Honda, it's Salt Lake's really most trusted name in Honda service and Honda vehicles. Your neighborhood Honda dealer for over 25 years. From the moment you step in the door, you'll see just how great it is. The best salespeople, everybody working there is very attentive and happy. Stockton 12 Honda in the Southtown Auto Mall in Sandy.
Did you have one of those things, Bill, that people like? One of those?
A list?
Yeah.
Well, I have 11 surprising uses for bananas.
Were you really surprised?
I was surprised when I read them.
It's Radio from Hell with another list, because people love a good list. X96.
I mean, you encounter bananas more often than I do, so if you're surprised, then I'm going to be just shocked.
Well, I just can't. I have never thought of doing anything with bananas rather than eating them.
But this is other uses for bananas?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well,
Number 1, polishing shoes.
What? Like the
inside of a banana peel can be used to shine your shoes. Just rub the peel on the surface of your leather shoes and then buff them with a soft cloth.
Huh.
They will shine right up.
I need to do that to my Doc Martens.
Smell like bananas.
Number 2, use bananas. This is a surprising use for a banana. To treat skin irritation. Banana peels can be used to soothe skin irritation such as bug bites or rashes.
Okay.
Just rub the inside of the peel on the affected area for a few minutes to reduce itching and inflammation.
Well, just make sure you're not allergic to bananas like I am, or else it might make it worse.
Well, then don't use them for any of these things.
Right.
Number 3, whitening your teeth.
Really?
Says bananas contain natural teeth whitening agents, such as potassium and magnesium. Just rub, again, the inside of the peel on your teeth for 2 minutes, unless you're Katie, and then brush with toothpaste as usual to remove stains.
So far, these are all banana peel things.
Number 4, well, that's part of a banana.
I know,
You can eat the peel, too.
You can smoke them. Number 4, making natural fertilizer.
Yes.
Bananas are rich in nutrients and can be used to fertilize plants.
Makes great plant water, too.
Cut up the peels and bury them in the soil around your plants.
Plant what is plant water?
You put a banana peel in in just water, and you just let it sit for about a day or two.
Yeah.
And it doesn't dissolve, but it gives all of its nutrients into that water. And then when you water your plants, they're really happy.
Oh.
Making banana vinegar.
What?
You can use overripe bananas to make a flavorful vinegar that can be used in salad dressings or marinades, or if you prefer, marinades. Mash up the bananas and mix with water, sugar, and vinegar. So you use a little vinegar as a starter, and then let the mixture ferment for a few weeks. Use banana peels for polishing silverware, making banana bread beer, treating dry skin. You have eczema or dry skin.
Rub bananas?
Yes.
Yeah, bananas can be used to moisturize the skin. Mash up a ripe banana and mix it with honey and yogurt to make a nourishing face mask.
You're going to attract
I've heard that
ants.
for a hair mask as well.
That might work.
Yeah.
Making banana peel bacon.
Ew.
What?
Believe it or not, you can use banana peels to make a vegan bacon alternative. Cut the peels into strips, season with smoked paprika, and then bake them in the oven until crispy. I might try that.
You would try that,
Yeah.
wouldn't you?
Well, yeah. Why not?
Because it sounds awful.
No, it doesn't. It sounds, I don't know how that would taste.
It sounds you would try that.
Yeah. Let's see. There's a couple I skipped. There's making tenderizing meat. The enzymes in bananas can also be used to tenderize tough cuts of meat. Mash up a ripe banana, spread it over meat before cooking. Let it sit for 30 minutes to an hour, and then I assume you scrape the banana off of it.
We use in my family, when we make pulled pork in a slow cooker, we put a banana on top of it.
Really?
Yeah, like a whole banana. You just place it right on top, and it cooks down, and then you just take the banana off. But it
probably tenderizes.
It makes it wonderful.
Huh.
Yeah.
And does your pork taste like banana?
No. I was always curious about that because I saw my mom do it all the time. And I was like, I don't like bananas all that much, Mom. And she's like, don't worry, honey. And every time we had pulled pork, it was absolutely phenomenal. And it was just super tender and juicy. And so a banana on top.
I'm going to try that, too. That sounds great. I have not consumed bananas in a long time.
On purpose?
Well, no, but...
Are you avoiding bananas,
No,
Bill?
I would buy them, and it seemed like I would be the only one to eat them. And then so they'd start getting, overripe. So I'd put them in a bag in the freezer.
Make apples.
And then use them for a smoothie or something like that.
You should make banana cake with your old bananas.
But then I had a big bag of frozen bananas, and I think they're still there.
You could make wonderful banana cake.
With frozen bananas?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I have a recipe. I'll let you have it. It's family recipe.
Is it easy?
Great. It's very easy, and it's one of my sisters and my favorite cake to make. But I get bananas about once a month.
Is it banana cake or banana bread?
It's banana cake. It is specifically banana cake with a nice frosting, very light frosting on it.
And when I was a kid, I used to love banana pudding with Nilla wafers.
There you go.
You put Nilla wafers around it.
Muhammad, my son, not the prophet, eats bananas every day. Like after he works out, eat a banana.
Good source of potassium. So now I'm craving bananas.
Really?
Do you eat bananas,
No.
Gina? You don't eat them at all.
No.
Why?
They have an overwhelming flavor, and if you love a banana, then you're all about it. But
That's right. You don't like anything that tastes very much. You don't care for something that has a taste.
It's so banana, and if you like banana, then you're like, yay!
I used
banana.
to not to.
But if you don't like banana,
when I was a kid, I didn't love bananas. Now I really like them, but I have about once a month.
I love the smell of bananas.
Mm-hmm.
I like the. They used to have these little banana candies, chewy candies. I forget what they were called.
yeah. See, I don't like real banana, and I also don't like artificial banana, like banana popsicle or banana.
No, I don't either. I can't do those.
How do you
If it's
feel
not a fresh banana.
How do you feel about Bananarama?
I do like Bananarama.
But you know why? They really don't have much of a taste.
They're kind of bland.
Yeah, they're kind of bland.
I thought on your list, things to do with a banana, if you need to, mime that you're on the phone.
So
I thought the banana is the perfectly shaped
it's a joke phone.
It's a joke.
And then there's the old joke of the guy comes up to him and says, "Hey, sir, you have a banana in your ear." And the guy says, "I'm sorry, I can't hear you. I have a banana in my ear." One of the stupidest
Dad
old
jokes.
jokes.
I love them.
No, I love it.
Stupidest old jokes in the world.
They're great. Is that it? Is that
That's the banana list right there.
We hope you'd enjoyed another list with Radio from Hell on X96.
I've had that one in there since April 13th. Also.
Because on this day, it's Morrissey's birthday.
It is.
So very sickening.
Happy birthday.
All right. 7:23, time now for Boner of the Day. 3 news stories. These are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. And you will decide with your votes of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to be Boner of the Day for today, May 22, 2025. We'll give you 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, you'll vote, and one of you lucky random Boner voters will receive.
Can't buy it, gotta win it. Radio from Hell Boner t-shirt.
Here's Boner candidate number 1. We did it in the name of fun. What? Who could argue with that? I mean, police are hoping that a video posted to social media showing a group breaking into the Loveland Living Planet Aquarium in Draper and climbing the massive structure that covers the attraction doesn't inspire future copycats.
The Claw.
The Claw. A video shared Tuesday on Instagram shows the group, which calls itself Urbex, Utah, inside the aquarium and climbing up the Claw. Now, inside the aquarium, it's the Claw is adjacent to the where all the exhibits are.
It's inside the fences that surround the aquarium.
And it shows the group climbing up the Claw structure that most people see every day while driving on I-15. At one point, one of the group appears to be hanging from the structure with their feet dangling below. It's not clear when the video was actually shot. Let's see. This story is from Fox. They reached out to Urbex, Utah, and they're easy to find through social media. And they admitted that what they were doing was illegal.
Yeah.
But they said they were willing to take the risk in the name of fun. I sort of understand that.
No, I don't at all.
I know you don't. But it's a dumb thing to do. Now, what is Urbex, Utah? Well, I looked it up. Urbex means urban exploration, and there are groups all over the world that do this. And it's urbex exploration or urban exploration is often illegal because it typically involves entering private property without permission, which constitutes trespassing, while urbex enthusiasts often aim to document and appreciate abandoned structures. You know, they go into old buildings and all of that kind of stuff without consent.
Where you can get hurt.
Yeah.
And then
or arrested.
But I always look at it like, though, okay, you get hurt and then you have to call for help. And then that puts emergency personnel at risk trying to come help you because you were an idiot.
Yeah, right. But you know why we did it? In the name of fun, Gina.
There are ways to have fun without, like, putting people's lives at risk.
I believe, Gina, if you sat down with those people and told them how you have fun, they would not find it interesting at all. Boner candidate number 1. We did it in the name of fun. Here's boner candidate number 2. The diseases are still spreading, but nobody's allowed to warn us. Ordered not to communicate. Diseases keep on diseasing. But the Center for Disease Control's communications people are being fired or simply told not to stop distributing health alerts. Don't distribute any more health alerts.
We can pretend they're not happening.
And other newsletters that are critical to informing the public. NPR found that many of their websites have not been updated in over a month. As measles and other infectious diseases spread, public health functions best when its experts are allowed to communicate the work that they do in real time, and that's just not happening, said Kevin Griffiths, who served as the director of communications at the CDC until March, when I assume he was fired. That could put people's lives at risk, he said. Health emergencies have not stopped since January. Cases of measles, salmonella, listeria, hepatitis A and C have spread throughout the country. More than 100 million Americans continue to suffer from chronic diseases like diabetes and breast cancer. The decline in the agency's communication could put people at risk. Not could, will put people at risk.
This reminds me of during COVID when Trump was like, well, the only reason those numbers are big is because we're counting them. If we quit testing people and counting them.
He even said, I told them, slow the testing down, please. It's the same thing.
We are functionally unable to operate our communications department, said a CDC worker. We feel like our hands are being tied behind our backs. Boner candidate number 2, the diseases are still spreading, but no one is allowed to warn us. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3, how to express how truly awful these people are.
Boner candidate number 3 coming up after this. Big Boy News and Opinioendo, brought to you by
Efficiency and adventure unite in the first ever 2025 Mazda CX-50 hybrid all-wheel drive. Lease yours for just $299 a month or get 3.9% APR for 63 months from your friends at Bountiful Mazda, where you'll always get tires and oil for life. Be electric, be Mazda at bemazda.com.
Well, Kerry flagged this story a few minutes ago. The Federal Aviation Administration is confirming that a Cessna 550 headed to Montgomery Gibbs Executive Airport in San Diego with an unknown number of people aboard has crashed into the Murphy Canyon neighborhood. The incident was reported at around 3:47 in the morning near, it's the Murphy Canyon area, and then there's
a suburb of San Diego.
Yeah, they give a street name here.
I guess it was really foggy.
It's a military housing neighborhood. We haven't transported anyone from the scene so far. I don't know how long ago this was, said San Diego Fire Rescue Chief Dan Eddy. Eddy said that multiple homes and cars were on fire. There was fuel all over the place. We have hazmat on the scene, we asked for more resources. We're also working with the military. The main goal moving forward is to ensure all these houses are cleared. No one is inside. Then we'll move into the middle where the plane crashed near the cars and search them, then search the plane. The FAA confirmed that the plane was a Cessna 550. They don't know where it was. They just don't know where it was coming from and who was on board. So there you go. That's about all that we have on it. You remember Heather Donahue, star of the low-budget horror classic The Blair Witch Project?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Famously misled by ominous symbols on trees.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now she lives in rural Maine and has upset a landowner there by marking trees with orange paint, signifying a public easement in the woods. Donahue painted the orange blazes using historical maps to show what she holds is the center of a public easement. Abutting property owners were incensed, and the first successful recall petition drive in the town's 212-year history followed. Donahue was removed in April. I guess she's on the council. And an election to pick her successor is planned for next month. Tyler Heideniak, one of the abutting property owners, said the recall wasn't just about the orange blazes or the woodland trail. He said it addressed a pattern of behavior by Donahue that chafed longer-established residents in the year since she took office. The Associated Press reported that she isn't especially interested in reliving the glory of starring in the Blair Witch Project. But look, it's Heather Donahue blazing trees in rural Maine. The bottom line, as she puts it, is it's not because of an orange mark like this, but because I'm fighting to protect public lands from encroachment by private parties. She does have her defenders in town. I mean, this is where humans flourish, she said, of the Freedom Woods. That's what the area is called. I figured out a way to do a lot with very little. That was all kind of centered around being able to walk in the woods, she said. Let's see. Oh, God.
What?
2 members of the Israeli embassy in Washington were shot and killed last night while leaving an event at a Jewish museum, with police saying the suspect yelled "Free Palestine" after he was arrested. The 2 victims, and there was a picture of them, they're just these sweet-looking young people. They were named as Yaron Lishinsky and Sarah Lynn Milgram. They were leaving an event at the Capitol Jewish Museum when the suspect approached a group of 4 people and opened fire. The suspect was identified as Elias Rodriguez of Chicago. He was observed pacing outside of the museum before the shooting. He walked into the museum after the shooting and was detained by an event security. When he was taken into custody, Mr. Rodriguez chanted, "Free, free Palestine, free, free Palestine." The Israeli ambassador to the United States, Yushiel Leither, said Lishinsky and Milgram were a young couple about to be engaged.
Oh, jeez.
They just purchased an engagement ring this week with the intent to propose next week in Jerusalem. St. Louis tornado sirens. When the tornadoes were coming, they were quiet. Didn't fire.
Well, you know.
There's Sarah Russell, commissioner of the City Emergency Management Agency in St. Louis, will remain on paid administrative leave as an external investigation proceeds into what went wrong. St. Louis Mayor Kara Spencer already ordered an internal probe in the immediate aftermath of the siren failure, when National Weather Service radar indicated that a tornado had touched down between 2:30 and 2:50 in the afternoon local time. It hit near central St. Louis and ripped through the area. Officials estimated some 5,000 people were affected by this tornado. They're not saying at this point why the tornado siren was not activated.
It's all part of emergency weather service, and those jobs are getting cut left and right.
Yeah. Maybe the equipment was detecting it, but nobody was there to read it and pass it along.
Trump appeared to catch South African President Cyril Ramaphosa off guard during a bilateral meeting in the Oval Office yesterday.
I thought you'd make this a boner candidate.
With reporters present, he ambushed this guy.
Yeah.
Just ambushed him. Trump questioned Ramaphosa about the killings of white farmers in South Africa. People are fleeing South Africa for their own safety. Their land is being confiscated. In many cases, they're being killed. And then Trump said, "Bring down the lights, bring down the lights." And he showed a video, a 4-minute video that the White House described as proof of persecution in South Africa. It was one guy, Julius Malema, calling for violence against white South Africans, as well as images of what the administration claimed was white Afrikaner farmers being evicted from their land.
And the images were not that.
No, and this guy, he's a lunatic, and he doesn't have many followers. And nobody is calling for the radical. I mean, he's calling for the.
He's calling for it.
And in this meeting too was this billionaire South African guy.
Yeah.
Who maybe Trump will listen to him
because he's got money and he's white.
And he says that's not what's happening. Crime is bad, but it's bad for everybody.
Bad for blacks and bad for whites.
There are people being killed, but they're not. It's not a white genocide.
I think Ramaphosa said if you count the number of dead people due to violence, there are more black people being killed than white people.
Yeah.
And he said, "I'm sorry, I don't have an airplane to give you."
Yeah, and he when he showed the video, he says, "I'd like to know where that is because that's not where you're saying it is."
It's propaganda.
Exactly, it's stuff that they pulled off of the web.
And then Trump had a sheath of papers, and he said, "Death, death."
And they're all from news sites that are questionable at best.
I saw a headline that said Trump embarrasses himself again in the Oval Office. I don't think he's capable of being. No, I'm embarrassed.
He has no shame. So
he's not embarrassed.
The Provo Police Department has denied claims made in a civil lawsuit that their officers urged a woman not to file a report or press charges in an alleged rape because it was a BYU football player. A civil lawsuit filed in 3rd District Court claimed BYU starting quarterback Jake Retzlaff sexually assaulted, strangled, bit, and raped the woman. The lawsuit alleged that the woman was connected with the police department and by connected, I think they had contacted. Yeah. It's terrible writing. With the police department and told them about the assault, but didn't share Retzlaff's name. It didn't give details about how she was contacted or connected with the department, whether it was a phone call or in person, or how she contacted the department is what it should say, whether it was a phone call, in-person interview, or something else. Paperwork filed with the court said that the woman was afraid that if an officer spoke to the football player, they would share her name with him. The woman said an officer later reached out again to ask for the name, saying a different complaint was filed against a football player and that they wanted to know if it was the same person. After sharing Retzlaff's name, the lawsuit claimed that the officer then encouraged her not to do anything because sexual assault victims never get justice. In a statement released Wednesday, the police department said, that's not true. From everything we have reviewed, this is not true. I guess we'll find out, won't we? What else have we got here? How much time do we have?
Probably ought to wrap it up.
Let me do, oh, God, there's just so much. Trump pledging a Golden Dome defense system.
Which will never be finished.
Remember Star Wars?
Utah lawmakers' own study finding gender-affirming care benefits transgender youth.
Of course it does.
Lawmakers' own study.
Yeah,
they did.
Their own study.
They commissioned a study, commissioned under the 2023 law that prohibited gender-affirming care for minors. The results of the study come back saying it can be very helpful for them. So what are they going to do about that? What do you think?
They're going to double down on their...
on hate, yeah. Double down on hate.
Double down on the hate.
I'll see if I can get to the pet kangaroo on the loose story coming up.
Weather, traffic.
Very warm today, 84 for a high. Sunny skies, mostly clear overnight, low 54. Will be 80 tomorrow. So we stay in the low 80s, upper 70s all the way through Memorial Day weekend. It should be great for whatever outside stuff you have going on. We could even be close to 90, it looks like, by the first part of next week. And I think everybody's on vacation already, not in school, not driving, because still no accidents or slowdowns to report, and you haven't sent anything in either. But you certainly can, whatever you're seeing, kangaroos loose on maybe.
Never know.
33986 is where you do that. X96 presents Blue October, October 25th at the Union. Go to x96.com for all the information and an exclusive pre-sale code.
How to express how truly awful these people are. Okay. The Justice Department said Wednesday that they're ending previous agreements with 2 cities that were accused of unconstitutional policing practices following the nationwide outrage and protests over the 2020 deaths of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor at the hands of police officers. Under former President Biden, the Justice Department released a report in 2023 detailing the Minneapolis Police Department's pattern of excessive force and discrimination against black residents following an investigation into its practices after the death of Floyd. The city approved a consent decree in the final days of the Biden administration on the anniversary of Floyd's death, agreeing to overhaul police training and policies with court supervision. A similar agreement was reached with the city of Louisville, Kentucky, where Breonna Taylor was killed. Now, the Trump administration is terminating those agreements and retracting all constitutional violations, including things like excessive force, discriminating against black people, discriminating against people with behavioral health problems. That was during investigations into these police departments under the Biden administration. These lawsuits, which were filed at the last minute by the Biden administration after Trump's reelection, caused Louisville and Minneapolis of widespread patterns of unconstitutional police, or accused them of unconstitutional policing practices by wrongly equating statistical disparities with intentional discrimination, and heavily relying on flawed methodologies and incomplete data, the Justice Department said. In short, these sweeping consent decrees would have imposed years of micromanagement of local police departments by federal courts, expensive independent monitors. In addition to dismissing the lawsuits against Minneapolis and Louisville, the Trump administration said it's closing any investigations into a handful of other cities whose law enforcement was found to be violating constitutional rights under the Biden
The
administration.
evidence in both cases are overwhelming that the cops screwed up.
The cities that they're closing investigations into: Phoenix, Trenton, New Jersey, Memphis, Tennessee, Mount Vernon, New York, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, and Louisiana State Police. Boner candidate number 3. How to express how really, really awful these people are.
All right, let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boner candidate number 1. Well, we did it in the name of fun. Urbex, Utah, group that Urban Explorers. There's a video that they posted of them climbing the claw structure out at the Living Planet Aquarium, the Loveland Living Planet Aquarium. Oh, they did it because, it was illegal, but we did it because it was fun, they said. Boner candidate number 2, the diseases are still spreading, but nobody's allowed to warn us. You know, the best part about getting vaccinated isn't the lollipop. It's the part where you don't get sick and die, really. The diseases are still no one is allowed to warn us. The Centers for Disease Control have been told to not keep up with their warnings and posts.
Because if we don't report it, it doesn't exist.
And Boner candidate number 3, how to express how truly awful these people are.
All right. Time to vote for Boner of the Day. 1, 2, or 3. Remember your candidate number, the one that you think should win, the one that you think is the worst of these 3. Put that single digit, 1, 2, or 3, in the message of a text, and then text that to 33986. Or you can call Katie in the producer's booth. She'll take your live voice vote at 877-602-9696. Or go online, x96.com, look for the box that says Boner Voting, May 22, 2025. Click and vote. If you don't see that box, refresh your browser. It'll appear. Click and vote. And as soon as we award the X poll, as soon as we award the Boner, the X poll will happen. And today's X poll question is your graduation stories. Whether it was the graduation ceremony or what happened afterward or whatever.
I don't recall.
Let us know. You've got less than 300 seconds to vote. Let's go. Boner of the day.
Yeah.
I don't follow T-Pain on Twitter.
You don't?
But I do follow.
Well, I do.
I do follow Ozzy Osbourne.
Okay.
And this popped up yesterday. Ozzy tweeted, "This is the best cover of War Pigs ever. Why didn't you guys call me?" Now, War Pigs has been covered by everybody.
Yeah, I'm looking at the list. It's Cake. It's
Faith No More.
Faith No More.
What was it originally on?
What was it originally on?
Yeah, what
Well,
album?
I don't know what Black Sabbath album it was on.
It is Paranoid.
Ah, okay.
I believe.
Okay.
So here's Ozzy.
Very familiar.
Generals gathered in their masses, just like witches at black masses. Evil minds that plot destruction, sorcerer of death's construction. In the fields of bodies.
So there's Ozzy. Now, before I hit play on this, I thought, it's T-Pain. He's going to do a rap version of War Pigs. This might be interesting.
You would think.
No. He does a straight-ahead rock interpretation of it.
Okay.
Carrie's going to play a little bit of it.
Generals gathered in their masses, just like witches at black masters. Evil minds that plot destruction, sorcerer of death construction.
I'm not used to hearing T-Pain without the robot.
Well, and that's the thing.
As the war machine keeps turning,
Just wanted you to let it go for a minute.
death and hatred to mankind, poisoning their brainwashed minds.
Oh, this is a better version.
Isn't that awesome?
Not bad.
So I would never have thought that's T-Pain.
Wow.
Apparently, he last year released an album of covers where he did Don't Stop Believin' and Sam Smith, Stay With Me. And now I want to go listen to this whole thing.
Well, okay, let's take a look here. Well, a lot of them I can't play.
And now here's a part of the show that you will not be able to listen to on the podcast.
I would like you to listen to the show live.
These are warning me that they have bad words in them.
Oh, they could.
Although Don't Stop Believin', I don't think originally had bad words. Or Sharon, or, sharing the night together, I don't think.
Whenever I heard it, Don't Stop Believing, there were bad words in my head.
In your head.
Yeah, this is just warning me that it has explicit lyrics somewhere in there, so I can't play any of them.
I will have to enjoy that on my own later. But I like being surprised.
Yes,
and
that was surprising.
T-Pain surprised me.
You like being... You shouldn't have said that, because now I'm going to look for opportunities to jump out from behind things.
You're like, I'm T-Pain. Yeah. You weren't expecting. You weren't expecting.
He just jumps out from behind a filing cabinet shouting "T-Pain."
And T-Pain, he tweeted back at Ozzy. He's like, first thing, wow, this is an honor and the greatest form of validation. Thank you, brother. So then I was reading what people were saying about it, and this is my favorite comment on it. Why don't we have T-Pain and Ozzy do the Super Bowl halftime show?
Yes, wheel Ozzy out there.
I don't think. First of all, I think Ozzy would say, "No, I don't. I can't. I'm not going to. I can't measure."
Please, I want to
and
see
then
this.
And then I think that that everybody in charge of the Super Bowl would go, "No,
not a good idea.
No."
Because Usher had a story yesterday. Because Usher's
he's the
halftime show, which I'm not excited about.
I'm not either.
And the story yesterday was Usher, in preparation for the Super Bowl halftime show, is not drinking alcohol or eating sugar. Now, how that helps you prep for the Super Bowl halftime show, I don't. You know who's having alcohol and sugar? T-Pain.
T-Pain is.
You can't get that gravelly voice if you give up sugar and alcohol. Right.
Boner of the day.
And the boner of the day is brought to you in part by Shabu Shabu. Shabu Shabu.
Is that a food?
It's a yeah. Is that Korean? I think it is. It's we had a big pot of on a hot plate on the middle of the table at home. We did this at home, and then we put all this vegetables, chrysanthemum leaves, all kinds of vegetables in it, and then you put the meat in, and it's shaved beef, and so you swish the shaved beef around. It cooks really fast, and then it's called shabu shabu because that's the sound. It's swish swish.
And Utah Pride 2025 is June 7th and 8th. Celebrate Utah Pride with the Pride Rally in March, Saturday, June 7th, and Utah Pride Parade June 8th at the festival all weekend long at Washington Square. For more information, go to x96.com.
Been eating pretty exotic lately. I think I'd like a hamburger. Let's see. A lot of voting for boner candidate number 2. The Centers for Disease Control not being able to do their job. And boner candidate number 3, this ending of sanctions, I guess you'd call them, against the police departments that, particularly Minneapolis, where George Floyd was killed, and Louisville, was it, the other one?
There's plenty of evidence in each of these cases that the police acted badly.
Yes, but
just
go ahead and do what you want.
Yeah, because...
and that's what wins Boner of the Day with 161 votes, Boner candidate number 3.
Yes.
I don't know.
Shabu is Japanese.
Japanese. Thank you.
May 22nd, that's your Boner for today, and it's qualified now to be Boner of the Week. Is this a sponsored feature?
Were that it were. Were that it would be.
Would that it were.
Would that it were.
Would that it were.
It's not.
Well,
But
somebody
it'd be nice.
Somebody should contact our sales department, contact Nick Davis, and say, "Damn it, I want to sponsor that Expo. That's a good feature." 877-602-9696 is how you participate in the Expo. Your wild and wacky graduation stories, your touching graduation stories, your efforts to graduate stories.
It's graduation season. Not just college, not just high school. There's kindergarten graduation.
Yeah, that's really dumb.
That's cute.
Yeah.
I had a time hop video of Muhammad's kindergarten graduation.
Oh, really?
It's adorable. It's cute.
The Prophet Muhammad?
No, my son.
Oh. So any graduation stories? I'm trying to remember. My high school graduation, I think, was pretty terrible. I remember, so it wasn't at the school, it was in the Ogden Tabernacle, because it was bigger than what our school could accommodate. And I went up and got my diploma, and then I went and sat down and opened it up, and there was this note in it that said, your diploma is being withheld until you pay your 79-cent library fine.
877-602-9696. One of the good things about graduating from a small Catholic school is it's a small Catholic. I had 32 kids in my graduating class.
Yeah.
And graduation's over like that.
Get it over with.
Same with us. Yeah.
I remember from my high school or my college, I remember no speak. I don't remember what anybody spoke about.
I have no idea.
There were speakers.
There were, but I have no memory of them. I do remember that at one point, the school choir decided to perform. And so there were these bleachers kind of things, where they would stand, so that there were levels.
Yeah.
And they put the tall kids at the back.
Sure.
And Todd Yorth standing back there. I remember sitting up because I was up high. He was standing back there, and the next thing you know, he was just gone.
He fell?
Passed out?
He passed out.
He locked his knees.
He locked his knees because Todd doesn't drink, still doesn't. And he locked his knees and he passed out. I just remember watching him go, "Shoop," and he was gone.
877-602-9696. I know after graduation, Steve Peterson and his girlfriend and me and my girlfriend,
Steve Peterson,
we went up to the canyon, up to like North Fork or something, with sleeping bags, and we were.
You had a sleep out over.
We were going to have a sleepover with our girlfriends. And then there was a lot of wine involved, and then it rained, and it was kind of a miserable evening, as I recall.
877-602-9696. So my graduation party, I don't think this is a St. Joe tradition anymore, but it used to be the graduation party was a lock-in. You guys are going to hate this. A lock-in party with parents.
Yeah.
With parents?
With parents.
No wine.
No.
No girlfriends.
No. Oh, lots of drinking.
Oh, really?
Oh,
What?
yes.
What?
But with parents?
Yes.
They let you drink?
Yes.
Wow.
These are Catholics, Bill.
Well,
and I did my first beer bong with my friends' parents holding.
But that's illegal. Yeah, we're Catholics, Bill. Catholics are supposed to follow the damn law.
This was a long time ago, by the way. I am sure this is not still.
You think that's not a thing anymore?
I'm sure this is still not a thing.
All right. Demetra.
Well, we don't have time.
Oh.
We'll have to take a break and we'll get to you.
Okay, hang on. You guys are always so slow to get going here. 877-602-9696. That's the number to call. make sure that you have a good graduation story for us. We'll get to you after this commercial break. Hang on, Demetra.
You're not being held up in traffic. That's for sure. I have no accidents to tell you about, and you don't have any to tell me about. If that changes, please let us know. Text it to us, 33986. Stubbs Dental, award-winning services, life-changing results. Visit stubbsdental.com to book your appointment now.
KXRK Provo will continue with the X poll after these messages. 877-602-9696. Your graduation stories, ceremony, after graduation, whatever it is. Call and tell us. 877-602-9696.
To monitor whether we get heat stroke or not.
Your son Festus, who's in the Navy, has left Jacksonville, driving across the country for a duty call in San Diego, right?
Correct. Yeah, I've been checking Mom's temperature every half hour.
Good.
She's doing good.
What other signs will, if I need attention? What other?
Your skin will be flushed.
Okay.
You'll be sweaty. You might lose consciousness at some point.
You get pink foam at the corners of your mouth.
Pink foam?
Pink foam.
That's just Bill's experience.
Well, so you drove. You're driving across the country, Festus. Is that? Do you enjoy that? Is that?
It was a lot of fun. Yeah, we started in Jacksonville, and we did 3 stops. We did Nashville, Kansas City, and just outside of Denver. And I actually saw Bill in Denver.
Well, I was there.
He just appeared for a moment.
I was there briefly. Of course, my secret power. I'm Denverine, and I can will myself to go to Denver in an instant, in the blink of an eye. I was going to ask you for a ride back, but
yeah,
you can't get back.
You should have hopped in the car with him.
Yeah, no, I have to. I can't will myself back to Salt Lake. I have to take Actually, I have to take a bus.
I don't think you'd want to be seen in my orange Buick anyway.
I think your car's cute.
It is cute.
It's copper.
It's
not
copper.
orange.
And its name is Tater Tot.
Okay.
It looks like a tater tot.
And how long are you in Salt Lake?
Until August 3rd, and then I've got an apartment in San Diego ready on the 5th, so I'm going to drive down, and hopefully the Navy will deliver my stuff so I don't have to sleep on the floor.
And actually, he's in town till the 3rd, and he and his fiance, they are a musical performing duo.
Oh, really?
And if anybody is in need of some cheap, and they will probably work free entertainment at your business, they would be willing to do that while they're here.
Yeah, if you have an insurance office,
yeah,
and you want a folk singing duo in the lobby.
No, do you tell them about some of the places you've played?
You know, we hand out business cards at our shows, so we typically play at like breweries and bars and things like that. But we got an email from a hair salon. And they were doing, I think it was Paul Mitchell, they were doing like some kind of event, and they're like, we'd love to have you guys play in the corner. So we went and we set up in the corner of a hair salon. So literally anywhere we will play.
Now you play guitar. What does she play?
She sings. Because no one wants to hear me do that.
But she plays a bunch of different instruments, though.
Yeah, she can play bass and guitar, and yeah.
You just don't let her, right? And by her, we mean her name is?
Jane.
Jane. Okay.
I just said that because you made fun of me for it earlier.
Jane.
Jane, just one.
Jane. I like that name though. It's old-fashioned.
They met on a Facebook group of, hey, I'm a musician in Jacksonville and I'm looking for other musicians to play with.
But only if they're good looking.
There's a specific page for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can email me if you want.
I don't know, we're bored.
If they're bored while they're here,
what kind of music?
Everything, like classic rock, 90s. We've got like, I don't know, 50 songs. This is the longest set I've ever played, because when I played here in bands, we played for, 45 minutes opening for other bands. But at bars, they want you to play for 2-3 hours.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we got both kinds. We got country and western.
He played at the Jacksonville Jaguars game, too.
They had us up in like the rich people box, and we entertained the rich people.
I bet that was gratifying.
They tip really well.
Sometimes they don't, though.
I was told that rich people don't tip.
And we played it at country club too, and they just will throw 20s at you. Play this song.
Oh, the
Sweet
request.
Caroline. Yeah.
Oh, well, you get enough drunks in there. Yeah. You know.
Is it always
Then the
Sweet
wallet's
Caroline? Is that what they always ask for?
Usually, yeah.
Bum, bum, bum.
And you'll play that.
I never want to hear it again in my life.
But you'll do it for $20.
I'll do it for $20. Yeah. There's not a lot I won't do for $20.
It's the mating call of the rich white drunk person.
What does the Navy? What does the Navy think about this? Do they just don't care?
No, they don't care. I mean, because we don't make that much money doing it. If you get like a job on the side, you have to get it approved. But we're pretty much just do it for fun, so they don't really care.
All right. Well, that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
$33986.
Like Wilma in Uinta did. She hasn't graduated from anything, so she doesn't have any stories in Uinta.
Hasn't graduated from anything?
I guess not.
All right. Is this sponsored? No?
No!
Okay. Well, the X poll continues. Tell us about your graduation story.
What happened to you, at least as best you can remember?
Whether it's the ceremony or after the graduation or, whatever. 877-602-9696. Let's go to Demetra. Hi.
Hi, Demetra.
Hi. I graduated from Davis High, and at the time, they had an auditorium, but there wasn't enough room for everybody.
Right.
So they made all of the honor roll kids sit on the stage, and I had to be in the front row, and I'm sure I was beat red the entire time. And then when I got home, my brothers had toilet papered the house and made me these cute cards. And I was really hoping for a typewriter because I was going to college. But I got a sewing machine.
Oh, no. Boo.
My mom wanted me to be a good Greek housewife.
Oh, God. Oh.
It's a terrible graduation present.
Did you learn to sew?
Of course you did.
I already knew how to sew.
Well, I'm sorry. Did you ever get a typewriter?
I ended up getting a computer.
Okay.
So.
All right.
Thanks,
Demetra.
Bye.
877-602-9696 is the number to call. Let's go to Camille. Hi, Camille.
Hello, Camille.
Hi. This story actually isn't mine. It's my Aunt Cindy's. My graduation was kind of boring.
Okay.
So basically, during the ceremony, a drunk guy got on stage, shouted profanities into the microphone, and mooned everybody.
I did not.
Were you in New Mexico in 1980? Geez, what was it? I don't remember.
Maybe.
Well, anyway, after that, the vice principal chased him through the audience, tackled him, and started punching him in the face.
Oh,
times.
Wow. That's a little much.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a stupid kid, All right, Camille, that's a good story.
Yeah.
Don't you wish that was your story?
Yeah, if only, but it's just a fun one.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Camille.
Thank you, Camille. All right, Charlie is here. Hello, Charlie.
Oh, Charlie.
So, hey, guys, listen, I'm just a random caller. I went to YouTube, and I typed in live TV radio podcast, and you guys popped up. So I did a little bit of research on you guys on Wikipedia. But I want to talk to you about my graduation story. Bill, I want to talk to you about your brother Noel.
Yeah.
And Gina, I'd like to talk to you about you and your father, Tom. So can you guys ask me whatever questions you want to ask me? Don't hang up on me. I think you're going to get some good content from this. Go ahead.
All right. Well, it says here, Charlie needed his GED. What does that mean?
All right.
I don't know what PED means. What is
GED.
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 Oh, no. Okay. So get this. I went to I moved to California when I was like 17 years of age, and I didn't make it into a regular high school, and they put me into a continuation high school. I didn't make it into the continuation high school, and they basically said, listen, you can take the GED and just move on or press on. So I took the GED. I went to a school for people that couldn't make it in a regular high school, and then they said you can't make it into regular high school, so take the GED. So I took the GED.
Yeah, and you became a successful human being, right?
Well, success there's no definition of success, but I would
Yes,
like to
there
introduce
is.
you, Bill, and you, Gina.
There is a definition of success, but anyway, that's another.
Charlie. I don't know. This is not the proper forum for you to talk to us about our families. Okay.
We have a specific question we're doing now, but maybe you can call back some other time. We can talk about.
Or you can
Hold on, wait a minute. Don't you want? No. Hold on, wait a minute. Do you guys want to control the narrative, or do you want people to call into your show?
No, Charlie. Yes, we do want to control the narrative because it is our show.
Yeah, and it's called the X poll, and we're asking a specific question. Hence, controlling the narrative.
Now, Charlie,
you idiot.
Charlie, we do something called Hello, Yeah, What, which is a
Yes.
different call-in feature where people can call and talk about anything they like. And I would invite you to call back when we are doing that feature, and you can talk about whatever you like.
Or you can send us an email, and we can chat that way.
Well, talk to me. You got a regular caller on the line. Don't hang up on me.
Oh,
Charlie, we got to
Charlie.
go. Bye.
We're leaving.
Come on.
Bye. Okay, you can call some other time when we're not doing an X poll on the Radio from Hell show with Carrie, Bill, and Gina, not Charlie.
So Charlie, if you're still listening, pay attention to what's going on here. This is the specific question we're asking. What happened at your graduation ceremony?
We're going to change the name of the X poll to Controlling the Narrative.
Well, and we do offer a time you can call.
Hi, Joey.
Exactly. Joey is here.
What, Joey? What's up?
All right, yeah.
Yeah, tell us your story.
So mine wasn't a college or high school graduation or anything like that. Mine was actually a Marine Corps graduation down in MCRD San Diego.
Okay.
So it was the practice graduation, and we're all lined up there on the pavement out there, and the dude in front of me locks his knees and falls backwards, and me and my buddies just catch him and lay him down on the pavement right there.
Yeah.
He ended up being okay though. So.
Oh, good.
But I thought that was kind of funny. He locked his knees and just passed out.
And off he went.
Yeah, keep your knees just slightly bent.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, and it was good of you to catch him, not let him just crash to the ground.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Oh, definitely.
Thanks,
yeah.
Joey. Good story. Thank you.
Thank you. Julia is here. Hello,
Hi,
Julia.
Hi, thank you for
Hi.
letting me listen.
Yeah, you're welcome.
My graduation story was I graduated college, getting my associate's degree, and I come from a split family. My mom got married 3 times. I was from the second marriage. So after the ceremony, I wanted to have a luncheon with just my dad, my stepmom, and only my siblings that I'm related to because it's our first time actually getting together for a while. Well, my older half-sister invited herself along, even though I made it clear that we wanted to do our own thing, but my dad caved. And we ended up going to, Chuckarama, and they had to split our tables, so I couldn't even sit at the table with my dad and stepmom, who I hadn't seen in a couple years.
Oh,
and
come on.
She was there, and she was talking with them, and completely, being the center of attention the whole time. I got to hang out with my niece, who came along too, but after that, I gently brought her aside and say, hey, next time when I say this, you can't come. And apparently it started a feud for 10 years. She would talk to me, she would avoid me I didn't notice because she doesn't affect my life, but...
Well, that should have never happened because, the choice is yours at Chuckarama.
Yeah. Should have been your choice.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for the story, Julia.
All right.
See ya.
Let's go to Riza.
Riza or Riza?
Riza?
It's Risa, but
Hi, Risa.
live long and prosper.
Yeah, exactly.
How are you, Risa? Go ahead. What's your story?
I'm doing good, thank you. All right, so just before I graduated 20 years ago, that's how old I am, we had a tradition where we'd go up and light the letter for our high school.
Yeah.
But it rained so much that it was unsafe. And teenagers, being stupid as they were, went and TP'd the principal's house and vandalized his car.
Oh, man.
He was a very unpopular principal, and it was his first at told the year. And he threatened that if we didn't tell who did it, that he would cancel the graduation ceremony.
Okay.
You can imagine how well that went over.
Yeah.
Nobody ever got in trouble, and we still had our ceremony.
Good for you.
Oh,
thank you.
Thank you.
See you later.
All right, Kyle, you're our last call, so make it good.
Hi, Kyle. What was your graduation?
Hey, guys. I graduated a high school just outside of the Los Angeles area in 2006, and it's not a story about me at the graduation, but there was this guy named Charlie, and he kept trying to get into our school, and he kept getting out of our school. They sent him to another school, and then they had the graduation.
Did he
ran across the stage dressed like a chicken, so they're screaming, "I got my PED! I got my PED!"
Yep.
And then he ran off.
There you go. Thank you.
Thank you, Kyle. That's good.
Thank you,
Thank
Kyle.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys. You guys are great.
See ya.
Good place to end that, I
Yeah,
think.
I think
Definitely. All right. Okay, traffic, Gina, please.
A semi-truck facing eastbound on the exit ramp from westbound 80 to go SR 36 in Tooele. The left lane and shoulder are blocked there. That's about it, though. Still not a whole lot of slowdowns or traffic. I think a lot of people are out of town or out of school, or your habits have changed this time of year. So if you see something, please share it with us. Text it into us at 33986.
All right, we're going to take a break, play a song. After that song, well, it's Beat Gina. Time to play Beat Gina. Multiple choice pop culture trivia. If you play the game, you'll win what?
Live Nation's $30 ticket to summer. These are $30 tickets to all kinds of concerts. AJR, The Offspring, Billy Idol, Incubus, and more. I believe you'll have your choice of some of those tickets.
Yes. So concert tickets, 877-602-9696 is the number to call. Multiple choice pop culture trivia. Play the game, win the prize. It's Beat Gina after these messages and a song. Stand by.
Pup date was like as in a small tent.
No, an update on the new puppy.
Oh, I thought you meant like a pup tent.
Oh, and I want to thank Guy for creating the logo for the Pup Date segment. If you go to x96.com/live. We got a new puppy 3 weeks ago. Not planning on the new puppy, but we have it.
It was
an unplanned puppy.
It was thrust upon them.
Mm-hmm. There should be an organization called Planned Puppyhood where you go and plan these things out.
If you weren't so loose all the time.
I love this puppy, and I'm glad we have this puppy. Her name is Oakley. And if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook or wherever, I've been posting some pictures and videos of Oakley and Riley, who is taking to her new little sister just great. She's putting up with a lot because Oakley likes to chew on her with her sharp puppy teeth, and she just lets her because that's a golden retriever for you. Yeah. And she'll look up at me like, can you do something about this? But she'll just let her do it. But my problem is this.
All right.
So I go to work very early.
Yes.
In the morning. Mm-hmm. And because of that, over the years, Riley has learned that 4 a.m. is breakfast because I'm up and she's up. And, well, this puppy, I'm pretty sure, would just keep on sleeping through she's sleeping through the night now. I bet she'd sleep till 7 o'clock.
Probably.
But I'm up and Riley's up, so I didn't want to train this pup to have breakfast at 4 a.m. I was hoping we could make it different.
Yeah, but how do you do that? How do you do that when you say, okay, here, Riley, here's breakfast, nothing for you.
Yeah,
Oakley.
I know. So this is the thing. And Muhammad, who's mostly taking care of
the
Oakley,
prophet?
Yeah, no, my son, not the prophet. has said, I would like her to be on like a 7 o'clock schedule. You can't feed one dog at 4
No.
and have the other dog not.
Yeah.
But
well, you can.
So it's a matter of training the older dog to eat later.
But then I worry, is that fair to her if she's already?
Yeah, but these are not. They don't take it. It's not. They don't think of these things like human beings do.
I mean, they do kind of.
No, but the dog is not going to go, this isn't fair. The dog is just going to go, I'm hungry. I'm hungry.
She's going to think I'm probably...
For 3 hours, the dog is going to go, I'm hungry. I'm hungry. And then, now I'm being fed. I'm not hungry.
Because the problem is, if I feed the puppy at 4 a.m., she doesn't want to go back in the kennel. I eat and it's play. After you eat, it's playtime.
Then train the puppy. Train the puppy. Sorry, you don't eat now.
Oh, it's.
You've got to draw the line somewhere because they're not people.
And it'll be easier to train Riley.
Yeah. Honey, we're going to eat a little later.
We're going to eat a little later now. Sorry.
Here's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
We've got daylight saving this weekend.
Just going to say this.
It's kind of a natural time to make adjustments.
It screws up their inner clock, so to speak. Yeah.
The other problem is when Riley was a puppy and we took her to training, they taught us you want them to calm down and be quiet before they eat.
Oh, okay.
So you have to sit quietly while I fill up your bowl, and then isn't that nice when they're not barking for food? Well, Joe, and I know I said yesterday he doesn't do anything wrong. This is the only thing he has done that I don't care for.
Uh-oh.
He thinks it's funny to have a conversation with the dog before you feed it.
Oh.
He likes are you ready to eat?
Are you hungry?
Would you like to? And he likes the back and forth and the excitement.
Oh, wait a minute. He likes the back and forth?
Yeah.
I think it's just forth, isn't it?
No, they talk. That's yes, yeah. And they go, really? Would you like that now? I don't know. What? How? Yeah. He likes that. Well, now the puppy thinks, if you want to eat, you have to.
People dying all around me.
Sorry.
You have to. You ask for it. It's a verbal request. Again, I was hoping for this go round that we have the puppy will eat when we. My point being, I have to feed her when she's asking for it, or else she'll just bark and bark and bark and bark.
Well, and someone texts in and says, "Does Riley eat at 4 a.m. on the weekend?"
Yes, I get up at 4 and feed
do?
her. Yep.
Okay.
Because in my mind, I'm like, she doesn't know it's Saturday. This is the time of day that we eat.
Because with our dogs, they always just waited for us to wake up.
So you would feed them different times.
Yeah, different times.
So I'm being too nice, right?
It can be done.
Yeah.
Because, again, they don't think like people.
Mm-hmm.
They just think,
Okay.
I'm hungry.
We're eating at 7. It's 7 o'clock for everybody.
Yeah, see, sure. Hudson is changing our schedule now.
Yeah.
He used to get up and eat at 5 a.m. when I left.
Yeah.
But now he's sleeping in and sometimes doesn't eat until 9.
Really?
Yeah. He'll just sleep.
I'm going to lay down the law this weekend.
Do it.
I'll bet.
We eat breakfast at 7.
The older dog will probably go into a funk and be depressed for the rest of its natural life.
Don't say that. This is what I'm worried about. I want her to know that just because we have this new puppy doesn't mean your life has to
Well, then
change.
discuss it with Riley.
We'll talk about
Yeah.
it.
Say, listen, honey.
Let's have a talk.
I know this doesn't seem fair because I know you understand the concept of fairness.
I do talk to her in this way, like she's a person.
So you don't like the fact that Joe does the back and forth with the eating,
No, we don't, because she doesn't have to bark. I just talk to her this way. Here's what's happening. This is the way it is. All right, I'm going to try that this weekend.
I mean,
try writing out some instructions.
Yeah, this weekend would be the time to do it.
Yeah.
Posting them on the inside of the kennel.
Okay. 1962, Jesse Valenzuela, the lead singer of the Gin Blossoms, was born.
Oh, very pleasant song. Yes, like it.
All right, 8:22. Is this sponsored, Gina?
The Live Nation $30 ticket to summer is here. Get your $30 tickets to all of your favorites coming to Utah this summer on sale yesterday. Get information on the full lineup at x96.com. This is cheap tickets to Incubus, AJR, The Offspring, Billy Idol, and more.
I'm Beat Gina and I'm a Johnny O, and I'm a man who loves his pickles.
Oh.
So before every Beat Gina game, I have at least one pickle. But not just any old pickle will do.
What?
I bite into the pickles that don't bite back.
Oh.
Big pickles, little pickles, sweet pickles, you name it. I get all my favorites at their tastiest from Del Monte. For every juicy pickle is packed in Del Monte's exclusive pineapple distilled vinegar that lets you taste all those good Del Monte pickling spices. So you pickle fans out there, do what Johnny O does. Dive in. There's happy tasting ahead. Take your pick of pickles from Del Monte, the pickles that don't bite back. And now, if you're ever in a pickle, he'll help you out. He's your host, Gary Jackson.
Thank you, Johnny Ola.
You're welcome.
Professional game show announcer.
Who loves pickles.
Del Monte, specifically. All right. The randomizer has picked a contestant. It looks like you'll be playing against Jennifer today.
Hi, Jennifer.
Jennifer, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Let's toss a coin to see who goes first. It will give you the advantage in the game if you call it correctly, heads or tails.
Heads.
All right, see what happens here.
Oh, hey!
It's tails on the floor, but it's tails. Sorry about that.
Sorry.
That means Gina goes first. The first question is for her to answer exclusively without any interference. If she gets it correct, she gets the point. If not, if not, I'll allow you, Jennifer, to answer the question correctly, stealing Gina's point away, and we'll go back and forth till one of you gets 3 points. All right. Still have some leftover Empire Strikes Back trivia from yesterday.
All right.
So let's get that out of the way. Gina, who spoke the line? Remember, this is Empire Strikes Back.
Okay.
Who spoke the line, "My hands are dirty too"?
Okay.
Was it 1, Ilan Sleazebagano, an actual Star Wars character? Was it 2, Gary Shandling? Was it 3, Han Solo? Or 4, Leia?
Han.
Han is correct.
All right, that's a point for Gina. And now we go to Jennifer and her crew.
Jennifer, complete this sentence. Yes. Complete this sentence by Princess Leia. I just as soon kiss blank. Is it 1, a Wookiee, 2, a Nerf herder, 3, a Klingon, or 4, a tech bro?
1.
Wookiee.
A Wookiee.
Correct.
It was kind of mean of her, wasn't it? All right. That's
Chewbacca was standing right there.
Yeah, I mean, it's just they have to be construed as racist.
I kiss a Wookiee.
That's 1-1, and it's Gina's turn.
Gina, who said, "There isn't enough life on this ice cube to fill a space cruiser"? Was it 1, Olaf? Was it 2, Elsa? Was it 3, Luke? Or was it 4, Han?
Luke.
It was not Luke. No.
Oh, here's your chance, Jennifer.
4.
Han Solo.
Ah, there you go.
There you go.
That's 2 points for Jennifer, and Jennifer controls the question. This could be the win.
Jennifer, what planet does Luke visit to find Yoda? Is it 1, Hollywood? Is it 2, Claire? Is it 3, Bespin? Or was it 4, Dagobah?
4?
Dagobah is
Well,
correct.
there you go.
Wow, this was a
Man,
fast
Jennifer,
one.
beautifully done. Nicely done. I think you had a little help there, though, didn't you?
They were all pretty easy
Oh,
questions.
yep.
All right.
Jennifer, you've got those Live Nation $30 ticket to summer tickets to one of those shows. Katie will explain it all to you.
Just say thank you, and we'll put you on hold.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
All right.
Listen, I got to go. Mrs. Zola wants me to come home. It's time to play a game of Hide the Pickle.
Oh. All right. right. Big boy news now, brought to you by...
Dive into Shark Summer at Clark Planetarium. Experience the jaw-dropping IMAX film Shark Kingdom. Grab limited edition shark gear and explore shark-themed fun for the whole family. It all starts Memorial Day weekend and runs all summer. Don't miss it. Adventure is circling.
A small plane crashed into a San Diego neighborhood during foggy weather early this morning, setting about 15 homes on fire as well as vehicles, forcing evacuations along several blocks. We have jet fuel all over the place, Assistant Fire Department Chief Dan Eddy said during a news conference. Our main goal is to search all of these homes and get everybody out right now. He said there is a direct hit to multiple homes in the Murphy Canyon neighborhood and described a gigantic debris field in an area of densely populated homes and sweeping canyon views. It is not known at this time, it says, whether there were any deaths or injuries. But looking at these pictures, I don't see how
at least
there
have to be injuries.
I don't see how there can not be deaths and or injuries. It's a tremendous amount of damage. One home's roof was blackened and collapsed. Half a dozen fully charred cars that sat on the street. Tree limbs, glass pieces of white and blue metal scattered all over the road. Christopher Moore, who lives one street over from the crash site, said he and his wife were awakened by a loud bang, saw smoke when they looked out the window, grabbed their kids, ran out of the house. On their way out of the house, they saw a car engulfed in flames. It was horrifying, but sometimes you just have to drop your head and get to safety, he said. Now, a lot of military people live in that neighborhood, which is made up of single-family homes and townhomes. It was also heavily populated by small civilian and military aircraft. Eddie said it was very foggy at the time of the plane crash. You could barely see in front of you.
Oh, if you go to x96.com/live, you can see. Yeah, there's got to be people hurt here. This is just a mess.
Insane. It looks like a war.
They don't know how many people were on the plane. It can carry up to 8 people, apparently, depending on the weight. It is, well, there'll be more to come, I'm sure. The band, the All-American Rejects, we know them. There's a good chance you haven't thought about them in a while when you consider that the band peaked in the mid-2000s, but they still have a pretty solid following based on the number of people who've shown up to the concerts they've started to throw at the homes of fans who've been lucky enough to host them on a very unorthodox tour. We should be involved in this.
Well, this is how I got to be a part of this show.
Yeah.
It was one of these very things with Faith No More.
Based on the number of times I've witnessed everyone in a packed bar, what they're doing to belt out with Arms Wide Open and Mr. Brightside in unison over the past couple of years, the world has become very nostalgic for plenty of bands that managed to make a name for themselves around the turn of the millennium. That definitely includes the All-American Rejects. They found a fair amount of mainstream success thanks to Dirty Little Secrets and Gives You Hell. And the group has continued to pump out music and perform and tour. Well, they're doing this deal where they're going to people's... I think exclusively they're playing in people's backyards.
Apparently, they did a pop-up show in Nashville last night, opposite AC/DC's rescheduled stadium show.
Cool. It's really, those things are really a lot of fun. I mean, when we had Howard Jones performing in Louise's backyard, and it was just great. Republicans in the U.S. House of Representatives struck down a move to sell off thousands of acres of public land across Utah and Nevada Wednesday night after an immense pushback from conservationists, sportsmen, and other groups who opposed the measure. It was Representative Celeste Malloy's bill. She proposed this amendment to the Big Beautiful Bill earlier this month, but they rejected it. Oh, hello.
Well, they probably wanted to...
She wanted to sell public land.
Yeah, so that they could build condos on it.
Well, they probably rejected it because they want federal control to be able to do that, not just the states, because then the feds can make all the money.
Utah lawmakers yesterday unanimously approved Governor Cox's pick to lead the state's Department of Agriculture and Food, despite his history of controversy. Cox announced Kelly Pearson as his choice to run the department last month. Pearson served as UDAF's deputy commissioner since 2019, as interim commissioner since the prior department head's retirement earlier this year. Utah agriculture has a bright future, and together we can build a stronger and more resilient sector, Pearson said during his confirmation hearing. The legislators asked Pearson about his plans for grant programs and urban and rural farms, but nobody asked him about his checkered past. Like in 2020, when Pearson was deputy commissioner, a state audit found that Pearson may have unfairly influenced the selection of the selection process for companies to get medical marijuana growing licenses, and that he inappropriately used a state-owned vehicle. And when he was an administrator in San Juan County, the Salt Lake Tribune found that Pearson cost the county over $100,000 by approving a duplicate invoice. Oops! Did I do that?
You know, there are people that don't have checkered pasts.
Well, they're not Republicans,
it's
though.
possible to find people for these
Not
jobs.
no, not Republicans.
That don't have checkered pasts.
Spencer thinks this guy's okay, huh?
Well, I guess.
Oh, Spencer.
Let's see. Utah's ban on gender-affirming care for transgender youth was meant to be a moratorium, giving lawmakers the chance to reevaluate the policy once experts reviewed research on the impacts of the treatment, gender-affirming care. This week, nearly 2.5 years after the law took effect, lawmakers received the findings of that study. Utah healthcare experts concluded in a more than 1,000-page report, quote, overall, there are positive mental health and psychosocial functioning outcomes as a result of gender-affirming care. But some Republican legislators are already dismissing those findings because they know better.
Exactly.
Young kids and teenagers should not be making life-altering medical decisions based on weak evidence. You know, they're not making them on their own.
No.
They're with doctors.
And their parents.
That was Representative Katie Hall of South Ogden, the House sponsor of the 2023 ban, and Representative Bridger Bollinger of Grantsville, who chairs the legislature's Health and Human Services Interim Committee.
And
Utah.
Gender-affirming care is a wide range of things.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily mean surgery.
Mm-hmm.
It can be hormone treatments. It can be other kinds of
counseling.
therapy. Gender-affirming care is a very big umbrella.
Well, they go on and on and on about this is why we did this, and but again, their own report says. No, in most cases, this is good.
They've never met a transgender person. They don't respond until one's in their family that they love, and then suddenly it's a thing.
An assessment contradicted a presidential proclamation. In March 24 email, Joe Kent, chief of staff to Tulsi Gabbard, said it was necessary to rethink the intelligence assessment, according to multiple people who described it. New emails document how he ordered analysts to edit an assessment with the hope of insulating Donald Trump and Ms. Gabbard from being attacked for the administration's claim that Venezuela's government controls a criminal gang.
Wait a second.
What? Yeah. So Gabbard and Trump claim that Venezuela's government controls the Trende, whatever it is, gang. We need to do some rewriting and more analytic work so this document isn't used against the president and against Tulsi, the chief of staff said. They jigger the reports.
Yeah.
So to make everything seem like it
exactly.
Well,
it's because the facts are not in their favor, so they make everything else in their favor, so the facts don't matter.
Don't have time to go into this story, really, the decline and fall of Elon Musk, but I love the opening lines here.
Well, you've got about 4 minutes here.
F you, F you, F you! Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent was screaming at Elon Musk in the halls of the West Wing last month. Loud enough for Trump to hear, and in a language that he could certainly understand.
Of course.
Bessent and Musk were fighting over which one of them should choose the next IRS leader, and implicitly over Musk's bureaucracy be damned crusade. Without securing the Treasury chief's sign-off, Musk had pushed through his own pick for the job.
Yep.
Bessent was not having it. F you, screaming at him. The fight started outside of the Oval Office.
People. It's all the best.
It continued past the Roosevelt Room and toward the Chief of Staff's office, then barreled around the corner to the National Security Advisor's office. Musk accused Bessent of having run 2 failed hedge funds. I can't hear you, he told Bessent as they argued their faces just inches apart. Say it louder. What a bunch of babies. Here's something that'll really make you feel good. This person, this writer, let's see, who is this from? It's from a website, Boing Boing. The writer says, I have recently stumbled across my new genre of ASMR, and that's, I forget what that stands for, but it's a video,
soothing
little videos that soothe you, and it's just terrific. It's dachshunds eating watermelon.
Oh.
The very best videos of the genre include not only the wonderful crunching sounds, but also terrific close-ups, fisheye angles of glorious wiener dog snouts in action. Do a search for dachshunds eating watermelon on any social media, and you'll find more than enough video content to occupy your afternoon. I only watched one of them. I watched Leo the Weeno munching on a watermelon.
Is it good for dogs? Can they have it?
They can have it.
Sure. Roswell Weenie. You got to see it too, though. I mean, it's...
Oh, now it just makes me want watermelon. Now.
Roswell Weenie devouring the most delicious moist melon, and the absolute favorite. I don't know who this is. Adorable, the adorable long boy. But this video of him in the hilarious angle of his snout gobbling up some succulent watermelon is the ultimate winner.
It's Memorial Weekend. This is a good weekend for watermelon.
And
for
dachshunds.
Everybody.
Any weekend is a good weekend for a dachshund.
All right, sports weather traffic.
Well, I know you've been on pins and needles wondering, are they going to ban the tush push or not?
I have been.
Well, it's official. We can keep with the tush push. They voted against the ban.
Yeah, I mean, but it's a stupid idea to ban it anyway.
I am the fan of the tush push.
Because anybody can do it.
So the tush push is you're on, you're right on the line, like the 1 yard line, and you just sort of
everybody
just jams together and pushes the quarterback forward. Just like we're all going to go on 3, 1, 2, 3, and we go. Yeah,
somebody will come up with a good defense for it though. Like a gun.
People have, it has been stopped.
Yep.
It doesn't work every time.
No, it doesn't.
Great game last night between the Knicks and the Pacers. 138-135. The Pacers ended up winning. That's for the conference finals, game 1. And you've got the Timberwolves and the Thunder. Oklahoma City leads that series 1-0. In the NHL conference finals, Dallas Stars over the Edmonton Oilers 6-3. The Panthers and the Hurricanes tonight at 6 o'clock.
Some guy in the chat room, I'm not happy with a Samoyed eating watermelon. It has to be a dachshund.
Salt Lake Bees, let's see, they won last night 6-4. They play again tonight at 6:30. That's your sports. Weather is just warm and sunny and getting warmer and sunnier. 84, quite a bit warmer than yesterday, even and sunny. Overnight low 54. Tomorrow 80. We stay in the upper 70s to low 80s all the way through Memorial Weekend. Should be great for whatever outdoor activities or watermelon eating you have scheduled this weekend.
That dachshund's wearing a hat, too.
Traffic, we have a crash, US 191 at milepost 94. It's blocking both directions. This is due to a semi-truck facing eastbound on the exit ramp there. That's the only issue. Bill's just over there giggling about dogs eating watermelon still.
Little weenie dogs eating watermelon.
I'm glad you found something to bring you joy. And you should have joy mostly on your commute this morning. That's the only incident that UDOT's reporting. You can let us know what you're seeing, though. 33986. Tired of paying too much for concerts? Experience great live music and enjoy adult beverages without paying stupid prices at Salt Lake's coolest venues. Don't miss John T. and Lapdog Friday, May 30th at the State Room. Get tickets at thestateroompresents.com.
Is that the one wearing the hat?
He loves it. He loves it.
Yeah. Melon.
I'm only doing this because we had a texter complain not to play it.
Then you are playing?
So I'm going to play the whole thing.
How long is it?
Yeah. I don't care if you hate me. He's responding now. I don't care.
Come on.
He's down to the rind now.
Oh, okay. Do you eat the rind or do you throw it out?
He's
going. Oh, he's going for it?
He's going for it. There you go. All right. We will take a break. We will be back after these messages. Stand by.
We were talking about vinyl earlier this morning.
I'm just still, again, I'm surprised at that 1-1.
Yeah.
Because the baby goat was egregious, and it was a cute goat.
It pulls at the heartstrings, but number one he's a monster.
Goats are adorable. I like watching videos of the little baby goats in pajamas jumping around.
Yeah.
But don't look at their eyes too closely.
They go crosswise.
They got creepy eyes.
That's why people think they're satanic.
Yes.
I was walking through my neighborhood once. Oh, this has been several years ago now, and for some reason, somebody had 2 baby goats in their front yard, and we stopped and kind of played with them. And what they liked to do the most was butt you.
Oh yeah,
they with their heads. They were all into that. And I mean, these were just little, by the size of a dog.
Oh yeah,
little baby goats. They were cute as hell, but would you knock it off? Jeez.
Oh, they don't stop at all. Me and my wife were visiting her parents in Vernal recently, and they had some friends who recently had baby goats, which are just kids, right?
Well, that's what they call them.
Yeah, they were doing the same thing. They were I mean, they didn't go above my knee, but they just kept running into my shin. They were nipping on every little edge of my clothes, and they're adorable as hell, though.
Now, I've never been around fainting goats, but a salesperson who used to work with us, Pam, had fainting goats.
She had some.
And she lives up in the Park City area, and I never got to see them. But, they actually, when if you make a noise or come at them, they faint.
Or say a swear.
Maybe if you use...
Oh, that's different. That's a pearl-clutching goat. That's a different one.
Yeah.
That's mostly the legislature.
The outrage goat.
Yes.
Yeah. But I think that's just so interesting that and I guess it's a response of they like playing dead. Well, you won't do anything to me if I play dead.
Oh, so they're not actually fainting.
They are kind of.
They're feigning the fainting.
Well, no. They actually do kind of black out.
Go to YouTube and look up fainting goats, and you'll see what we're talking about.
It's very odd.
I'll spend the rest of the show doing this.
And I don't think they get very big, do they? Aren't they?
I don't think so. I think they're small. Yeah. They're a smaller breed of goat.
But goats, they do have creepy eyes.
Yeah.
Very creepy.
It's the eyes.
And they can be pretty nasty too. Pretty mean.
Oh, they can be mean, yeah.
Looking at a best of fainting goats compilation.
Oh, it's wonderful, isn't it?
Mashup.
Yeah.
Somebody in the chat room just put a GIF of one in there now. There's
okay.
a big goat scaring a small herd of the little goats.
Oh.
And the little goats, most of them just drop.
Oh, I see. So I see. It's the little brother tactic where you lay down on the ground and you're like, you won't hit me if I'm here.
Boom. They do. They just drop. Boom. It's quite amusing.
Evil eyes, though.
And I think Pam said it's really not nice to. No. You can make them do it, but you shouldn't.
Julie says their muscles seize up. So I guess they get so scared they just go.
That one looks pretty stiff when he falls down.
Their legs are stiff and their back is arched, like they can't move, obviously. But
pearl clutching goats are part of Nanny Nation.
Ah, there
Nanny
you go.
Goats.
I got it.
See.
That's pretty good.
Thank you, Texter.
That's good.
All right, 8:47 right now.
I have a
what?
One of those things people really love.
Oh, the lists.
Oh, Piss?
It's Radio from Hell with another list, because people love a good list. X96.
Now Bill's algorithm sends him wiener dogs eating watermelon.
Mm-hmm.
Carrie, you get the baby goats in pajamas.
Baby goats in pajamas.
I get things like this. 15 junk foods dietitians caution against are actually okay for you.
But a
in
dietitian
moderation.
is... I'm confused now.
That
Who says that they're okay?
Some
This
dietitians.
list?
So dietitians say this is okay in moderation.
Okay.
Number 1, chocolate.
Yes. Dark
okay.
chocolate specific.
Dark chocolate specifically, 70% cacao or higher.
The bad kind of chocolate.
Packed with antioxidants called flavonols that fight inflammation, improve heart health. Just 1 or 2 squares can satisfy your sweet tooth while delivering legitimate health perks.
Okay.
All right.
Number 2, popcorn.
Popcorn?
Yeah, it's good. It scours you out.
It's the butter and salt that's the problem.
Yeah.
Right?
That's what it says.
Yeah.
Skip the butter and salt. But popcorn itself, you can flavor it with all kinds of things. It's just 100 calories if you're just having plain popcorn. French fries, number 3 on the list.
Okay, what are the caveats here?
Come on.
America's favorite side dish actually contains potassium, vitamin C, fiber, if you have the skin on kind.
Yeah,
If
I
it's-
like that too.
If it's baked, it's
Baked.
not.
Then it's not a fry.
No.
It's a
I used to do these baked oven. They said they were fries. They were really good, but they were just big potato logs with skin on them.
Having a small order means you can enjoy it without fry regret.
A small order.
Or frigret.
Ice cream.
Yes.
It's
Never good
it's-
for you.
Sure it is. It's calcium rich, supports bone health while delivering protein. I'm going to say that next time. I'm just getting my protein.
Yeah.
Cold temperature means you eat it slower, potentially.
No, not me.
No.
Stick it in the microwave.
Okay.
What?
Well, you soften it up.
I'm going to microwave my ice cream.
Yeah, you soften it up.
Beef jerky. There's 7 grams of protein per ounce of jerky. That's a good way to.
And how much salt?
Well, it says modern versions come with less sodium and preservatives than their predecessors. Although isn't the whole point of it that it's got preservatives in
What
it?
are we, Lewis and Clark? Come on, give me a proper snack.
Give me a handful of pemmican.
Cheese puffs.
No,
I love cheese puffs.
they're barely food.
It says neon orange snacks staining your fingers. Might not be nutritional superstars, but they're not total villains either. The cheese powder contains calcium, protein. What?
This is just nonsense.
This is dietitians, Bill.
Okay, you're okay eating 4 cheese puffs.
Pizza.
Okay.
It's got everything.
Oh yeah.
Protein-packed cheese, veggies, tomato sauce.
Yeah.
The dough can be good for you.
Can be.
Says stick with 1 or 2 slices of thin crust pizza with vegetable toppings instead of processed meats.
You prefer a thin crust or
I
thick
like
crust?
a thin crispy pizza.
I like a thin crust.
Nachos, kind of same thing. Cheese, protein, meat, veggies, black beans and guacamole make it surprisingly nutritious. Fiber,
Okay.
bacon. This breakfast favorite provides protein and fat that keep hunger at bay for hours. An intense flavor means a little goes a long way. Just 2 slices of bacon are about 80 calories. It's not terrible. Potato chips.
Okay, now you
Come on. This is just nonsense.
This is now potato chips is stretching it.
Potatoes.
I'm telling you, this is a dietitian who got his or her degree in San Juan, Puerto Rico.
This is a dietitian who does his videos in his car.
Potato chips contain vitamin C, potassium, even some fiber. Modern baked varieties or cooked in healthier oils have transformed this classic snack. Portion awareness is crucial here. You can have about 15 chips and have it be okay. And sometimes that's all you need.
No,
But
if it's a Lay's potato chip, you have to eat the whole thing.
Yeah, that's the baked potato chips.
Yeah. Chicken nuggets.
Do you have any baked potato chip that you think is very good?
I've had a couple.
Like sun chips, those are baked, right?
I think. Anyway.
Chicken nuggets are on the list. Potentially healthy snack.
How?
Protein.
Mm-hmm.
Baked nuggets /
Baked.
the fat content.
Baked. See,
while preserving a satisfying crunch.
Mm-hmm.
If you pair it with honey mustard or homemade yogurt dip instead of barbecue or sweet and sour, that's a healthier choice.
Yeah, you would do that.
Robert thinks that you wrote this list yourself.
I did not.
It's nutritionist Gina.
No, RFK Jr. did not put this list together.
Chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah, health food.
Eggs and milk.
Yes.
Sure.
There's protein there.
You bet.
If there's nuts in it, nuts are good for you.
Nuts
If
to you.
If you use
I-
dark chocolate,
I
go
take
back
this
to
back. 12-year-old me made this list.
How about a milkshake? It's the same thing as the ice cream.
Got my dairy.
Calcium, vitamin D.
I drink your milkshake.
It's good for your bones. Onion rings. I make this argument all the time.
Onion rings?
Yeah, it's a vegetable.
As close as a vegetable as she's going to get, that
Oh,
is.
man.
I love an onion ring.
Oh, I do too.
Me too.
But I don't try to justify it by saying it's nutritional. I just say, I like onion rings. I'm going to have onion rings.
How about fruit pies?
I love fruit
Fruit
pies.
pies.
I'm going to have a fruit pie.
They're packed with vitamins, minerals, fiber.
Lots of sugar.
Apple pie contains pectin, which can help lower your cholesterol. I'm just giving, when people give you a hard time about eating these things, I'm just giving you some ammunition so you can say, this apple pie is helping lower my cholesterol.
First of all, who would give me a hard time about eating these things? And if they did, all I'd have to say is bug off.
I'm going to have one of all of those today.
Yeah. I'm going to have some watermelon. I have a watermelon, one of those little round personal-sized watermelons in the refrigerator right now. I've got
A personal-sized watermelon?
Yeah, they're
It's
like
just for you?
They're smaller than a bowling ball.
Hmm.
You've seen those, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to go eat it today. Put some tahini on it.
I love tahini on watermelon.
And pineapple. It's good on pineapple, too.
That's the list.
That's the list.
What is this?
It's a
Dog-eating
dog-eating watermelon.
Do we have any dogs eating onion rings? Can they?
No.
No.
They're not supposed to.
Because they're not good for you.
Onions are poisonous to dogs.
Are they?
Watermelon on the
This does kind of make me want some watermelon.
Doesn't it, though?
Yeah.
I mean, really.
No, I like that. I like mostly the dachshunds, but there is one of a little tiny puppy eating watermelon that's pretty good. He mostly licks it.
That sounds good.
Somebody says I'm going to play this segment for my wife with the giant "I told you so." This is the
No.
service I am providing. Dietitians say these things are health. There are health benefits.
No, the "I told you so" was "I told you dogs like watermelon."
Oh, is that
That's what
It'll be. I told you that this list was put together by a guy who does his videos
I
in his
don't know
car.
what you're talking about.
Anybody can say they're an expert in anything anymore.
I'm going to go get a Reese's peanut butter cup.
But I've got
peanut butter has protein in
Yeah.
it.
I've got hundreds of thousands of hits on my Instagram. I must be an expert. Yeah, Grok that or Chat GPT that or whatever.
Gemini it.
Yeah, double Gemini it.
Yeah, that's the Google
Bing
one.
it.
Bing it.
What you?
Bang it. All right, traffic, please, Gina.
A car on fire southbound I-15 approaching Main Street exit in Lehigh. 2 right lanes are blocked. Traffic backed to 2100 north. And still some issues. Semi-truck facing eastbound on the exit ramp westbound I-80 to go SR-36 into Willa County. The left lane and shoulder are blocked. Haster Games for board games. Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, miniatures, dice, paints, and more. Haster Games, 6831 South State or HasterGames.com.
All right, coming up after these messages and a song, it's the Boner Recap Game. Easy to play, easy to win. All you got to do, tell us who won the Boner this morning. If you were listening, you know. If you weren't listening, I would cheat today because it could be one of two.
Yeah.
So go to x96.com, look for the box that says Boners May 22, 2025. Click on there. It'll say winner next to the correct answer. Who won the Boner? What is the prize?
Tickets to see Blue October, October 25th at the Union.
Utah's own Blue October. 877-602-9696. Line up when you feel the need. The sooner the better, of course. It's the Boner Recap Game. 877-602-9696. Randlife.com/X96.
I've worked with the people at Rand Life Home Loans for years. Greg and Gar. Dan Shootman was my loan officer for a long time. They're local people. They're good. They're reliable. They know what they're doing, and they can help you make the most out of your home. And right now, well, this is a great time to tap into your home equity. Whether you're thinking about remodeling your kitchen, maybe you want to upgrade the backyard for summer barbecues. Maybe you just want to take a trip to Europe instead and not worry about your home fix-up right now. Your home equity can make any of that kind of thing happen. Don't sit on the value that you've built up in your home. Put it to work for you. Go to randlife.com/X96. Find out how much equity that you have and how you go about getting it out of your home. That's randlife.com/X96, because summer should be more than bills and wish lists. Make it happen with randlife.com.
Let's see. Is this a sponsored morsel?
It should be. But
Well,
it is
we
not.
only had a murder sales department, right?
And now, a morsel of murder with Gina Barberi. Radio from Hell on X96.
So this murder has been in the news recently, and I thought it should be revisited. I don't know that.
Which one?
I don't know that we ever talked about it. This is Gypsy Rose Blanchard.
I was just reading about this today.
Yeah. So Gypsy Rose is a free woman following her early release from prison.
Mm-hmm.
She was released just before New Year's.
How long did she serve?
Let's see. She was sentenced to 10 years in prison, and she served 8, I believe. Right. Now, she pleaded guilty to murder for her role in killing her mother, Claudine Diddy Blanchard. So this is a story of you've heard of Munchausen by proxy.
Yes.
That's where, well, go ahead.
Munchausen by proxy, and it's one of those things where you're like, does this ever really happen?
Yes, it does.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
It's where it's usually a parent, usually a mother, fakes that their child is sick to get attention.
It makes the child sick.
Yeah.
Not just fake, just say, oh, my child's sick. Gives the child something to make the child ill.
Yeah. So from the time Gypsy was a baby, an infant, her mom started doing this. She started taking her to the hospital when she was an infant, saying she has sleep apnea. And she'd take her to the hospital and they'd say, your baby's fine. Your baby doesn't have sleep apnea. So it started then. At a very young age, she started saying she has muscular dystrophy. She has leukemia. She has all these things. And she would take her from doctor to doctor saying, oh, she has these seizures. And she would find, see, this is the part of the story I don't understand. There were doctors who would treat her, who would do surgeries on her based on the mother's accounts of what was going on with her. So painful stuff. She had a feeding tube, which she didn't need. Her mother made her go out in public in a wheelchair, which she didn't need. She could walk perfectly fine. She would shave her head.
It's pretty elaborate.
To make it look like she had, she was undergoing chemo.
Treatment, yeah.
And she would take her to the doctor, and she would lie about her age. And she said, well, we were in a hurricane in Louisiana, and all of our paperwork was destroyed. So this Gypsy was growing up and older than her mom made her appear. She kept making her. So years and years of this, and she would do they got Make-A-Wish Foundation stuff. They got GoFundMe's. They got all kinds of things. Also, at some point, that they moved in with Dee Blanchard's dad and stepmom, and the stepmom was like, "Gosh, ever since they moved in here, I think she's trying to poison me." Like they found out she was putting roundup in
That's a weed killer.
Yeah, in the food, trying to kill or make her stepmom sick. This is a sick woman. Well, Gypsy's the daughter. The daughter.
Yeah.
She's growing up. She's a teenager. She's starting to be interested in boys.
By the way, the first crime the mother committed was naming her daughter Gypsy.
Yeah. She started to be interested in boys. Now, her mom doesn't let her have a phone or a computer or anything. But Gypsy, in the middle of the night, will go sneak and get on the internet.
Mhm.
Well, she meets this boy on the internet and says, my mom is crazy. She makes me pretend I'm sick. And so they develop this online relationship. Well, at some point, she talks him into coming to where he lives out of state. So he comes to where she is.
Somebody says that Gypsy's mother had all of her teeth removed.
Yeah, that was one of the unnecessary procedures that she had
To make her look sick.
All kinds of things.
Wow.
So she talks this boyfriend into killing her mom.
See, this is the internet's evil, isn't it?
And she said her mom would threaten her, like she'd say she was going to go to the police, or her mom would threaten. You know, she felt like at the time this was her only way to get out of this. So the boyfriend shows up at the house and they kill mom. They stab her multiple times, and then the two of them leave. Now, she for some reason posts some things on Facebook that kind of make people think, something's happened here. Like, that the evil bitch is gone, or something like that.
Okay.
But police go to the house and they see Gypsy's wheelchair and they see her feeding tube. Oh my goodness. They've killed the mother and run off with this poor sick child. No. Not a day or two later, not much later, they find her with the boyfriend, arrest them. Now, she, after all of this time, has said, I was badly abused by my mom. We should not have killed her. I should have figured out a way to go to the police. And she said this when she was in prison. Yeah. She said, my mom should be in prison. My mom should be where I am. She shouldn't be dead. She should be in prison. But like when the mom died and the family with the stepmom that was being poisoned, nobody wanted to take responsibility for the mother's, end of life stuff.
Yeah.
So the state cremated her, and then her dad and stepmom flushed her ashes down the toilet.
Whoa.
Just to get rid of all the evidence.
But and so Gypsy and the boyfriend, he was sentenced to life in prison, I think. She was sentenced to 10 years. They broke up.
All right.
These never last.
Well, those prison romances.
But she ended up somehow meeting another guy and marrying him in prison. And when she was released the week or so ago, he was there with her. And so there's a bunch of stuff about this. There's a docuseries.
I'm surprised that my wife hasn't chimed in with the name of the docuseries.
Well, and there's a fictionalized account starring Patricia Arquette. That was a Hulu thing, I think. So there's if you want to see more about this, there's plenty out there. But because she was released, I thought we should revisit Gypsy Rose Blanchard.
Sure,
I'm sure she'll live a wonderful, normal life now.
I mean, I hope so.
Yeah.
It's murder, he says. How
in Santaquin said he was at that Crash Test Dummies show at Deviate years ago where they sang the actual lyrics of that song. And if you ask me in person sometime, I will tell you what they are, because we can't say that on the air.
They change the lyrics all the time when they do that song. From different stories.
And what city was it?
Santaquin.
Santaquin.
Yeah.
And it's because on this day...
it's not Brad, Dan Roberts' birthday. He was born in 1967. He's the bass player and the very, very deep-voiced singer for Crash Test Dummies.
There you go.
3 verses of each a little story about a child who is isolated and considered apart for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
One that got into a car crash. One is a girl who had birthmarks all over her body. And the last one is really interesting, I think. There was a boy whose parents made him come directly home right after school. And then they went to their church, and they shook and lurched all over the church floor. He couldn't quite explain it. They'd always just gone there.
Mm-hmm.
That's really good.
Yep.
That's really good.
All right.
The name of the song is, by the way, time. Put me in a mood, man. It's time for the Boner recap. We will have someone there to do that for us, and they'll win a prize, which is what, Gina?
It's tickets to see Blue October, October 25th at the Union. Tickets go on sale tomorrow. There is a pre-sale code. If you go to x96.com, it will tell you everything you need to know.
Yes.
Who is it?
Tyson.
Tyson. How are you, Tyson?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm okay. That song put me in a mood, I have to say. What are you doing today? Anything special?
Nah, just working.
All right.
Sitting in my truck.
All right. Well, listen, I'll read the 3 candidates. You tell me which one was the winner. You'll win the prize. And did you hear them earlier, hear the Boner candidates earlier?
Only the first 2, but I looked up the rest of the third one.
You cheated, didn't you, Tyson?
I did.
Yes,
I
okay.
did.
Good idea.
That's fine. All right, here we go. Boner candidate number 1. We did it in the name of fun. It's these Urbex, Utah people. That's urban explorer people. You know, they go and they explore abandoned buildings, and it's because it's fun. Well, they posted a video of themselves, whoever they are, climbing on that giant claw at the Loveland Living Planet Aquarium, that giant structure out there. It's called the Claw. It was from a U2 show.
A whole tour.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, it was up at the University of Utah. The Claw is now the property of the aquarium, and they use it for various things. Anyway, these people said, well, we know what we did was illegal, but we did it in the name of fun. Okay.
Oh, well, that's okay.
Yeah, I guess. Then there's Boner candidate number 2. The diseases are still spreading, but no one's allowed to warn us about them. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention have been told to stop just, any kind of information, newsletters about diseases and things that inform the public. They don't update your websites. Don't disseminate information about what kind of diseases might be out there, because that'll just, then we can pretend they're not there. And then Boner candidate number 3, and this is my comment, is just how to express how truly awful these people are. The Justice Department is ending its agreements with 2 cities that were accused of, and they were accused of it because they were doing it.
Yep.
Policing practices following the nationwide outrage protests over the death of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor. That was Minneapolis and Louisville, Minneapolis and Louisville, and they went in. They did a big investigation. They said your policing practices are obviously biased. You use violence against black citizens more often than white citizens, and we need to monitor what you're doing and help you get your police practices back in order. And
Sounds reasonable.
The city said, okay, and now the Trump administration has said, no, we're not going to do that. You just go do it how you want to do it. Go on, it's okay. Those were the 3 candidates. Which one was the winner, Tyson?
It was boner candidate number 3.
It was indeed. Congratulations, Tyson. You have become a winner. It's just that easy.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right.
Got Blue October tickets.
Hang on.
Hang on. We'll tell you how to get those Blue October tickets. All right. We will take a break. We'll be back with some big boy news and a Pinuendo. After these, stand by. Stockton 12 Honda.
They are your neighborhood Honda dealer, Stockton 12 Honda. And, they're in the Southtown Auto Mall in Sandy. I think probably everybody knows where that is. 106 South exit off of I-15. And then you go into they're just south of the Southtown Mall. And you go into there, and they're clear down at the end of the road. Stockton 12 is. There are a lot of car dealerships there. Stockton 12 is down at the end of the road, almost to the Costco, as a matter of fact. And they are your neighborhood Honda dealer, and they're really terrific people there. From the moment you step in the door, you'll find the best sales and service experience around. I've bought a couple of cars from Stockton 12 Honda, and I will buy more cars from them in the future because they really do have just no problem, no hassle, and customer satisfaction is guaranteed, and it's their number one priority at Stockton 12 Honda. If you want to see some of the inventory they have right now, you can go to Stockton, the number 12honda.com, Stockton 12 Honda. Is it that 1-1?
Yeah.
Because the baby goat was egregious, and it was a cute goat.
It pulls at the heartstrings, but number 1 he's a monster.
Goats are adorable. I like watching videos of the little baby goats in pajamas jumping around. Yeah. But don't look at their eyes too closely.
They go crosswise.
They got creepy eyes.
That's why people think they're satanic.
Yes.
I was walking through my neighborhood once. Oh, this has been several years ago now, and for some reason, somebody had 2 baby goats in their front yard, and we stopped and kind of played with them. And what they liked to do the most was butt you.
Oh yeah,
they with their heads. They were all into that. And I mean, these were just little, by the size of a dog.
Oh yeah,
little baby goats. They were cute as hell. But would you knock it off? Jeez.
Oh, they don't stop at all. Me and my wife were visiting her parents in Vernal recently, and they had some friends who recently had baby goats, which are just kids, right?
And that's what they call them.
Yeah, they were doing the same thing. They were they didn't go above my knee, but they just kept running into my shin. They were nipping on every little edge of my clothes, and they're adorable as hell, though.
Now, I've never been around fainting goats, but a salesperson who used to work with us, Pam, had fainting goats.
She had some.
And she lives up in the Park City area, and I never got to see them. But, they actually, when if you make a noise or come at them, they faint.
Or say a swear.
Maybe if you use...
Oh, that's different. That's a pearl-clutching goat. That's a different one.
Yeah.
That's mostly the legislature.
The outrage goat.
Yes.
Yeah. But I think that's just so interesting that they've... And I guess it's a response of they like playing dead. Well, you won't do anything to me if I play dead.
Oh, so they're not actually fainting.
They are kind of.
They're feigning the fainting.
Well, no. They actually do kind of black out.
Go to YouTube and look up fainting goats, and you'll see what we're talking about.
It's very odd.
I'll spend the rest of the show doing this.
And I don't think they get very big, do they? Aren't they?
I don't think so. I think they're small. Yeah. They're a smaller breed of goat.
But goats, they do have creepy eyes.
Yeah.
Very creepy.
It's the eyes.
And they can be pretty nasty too. Pretty mean.
Oh, they can be mean, yeah.
Looking at a best of fainting goats compilation.
Oh, it's wonderful, isn't it?
Mashup.
Yeah.
Somebody in the chat room just put a GIF of one in there now. There's
okay.
a big goat scaring a small herd of the little goats.
Oh.
And the little goats, most of them just drop.
Oh, I see. I see. It's the little brother tactic where you lay down on the ground and you're like, you won't hit me if I'm here.
Boom. They do. They just drop. Boom. It's quite amusing.
Evil eyes, though.
And I think Pam said it's really not nice to. No. You can make them do it, but you shouldn't.
Julie says their muscles seize up.
Mm.
So I guess they get so scared they just go.
That one looks pretty stiff when he falls
Yeah,
down.
their legs are stiff and their back is arched. Like they can't move, obviously. But
Pearl clutching goats are part of Nanny Nation.
Ah, there you
Nanny
go.
goats.
I got
You
it.
see.
That's pretty good.
Thank you, Texter.
That's good.
All right, 9:18 right now. It's time for some big boy news and opinioendo brought to you by.
Waterproof your home with Baseco because water can make its way through your foundation in many different ways. Baseco specializes in a variety of permanent foundation waterproofing solutions tailored to your unique issue. From sump pumps all the way to major repairs, crack settling foundations, each solution backed by guarantee. Schedule a free assessment today at baseco.net.
A British judge has ordered Grammy winner Chris Brown released on a $6.7 million bail on Wednesday while facing allegations that he beat and seriously injured a music producer with a bottle at a London nightclub. This was in 2023. The decision by a judge in Southwark, the Crown Court there, revives Brown's world tour that was cast in doubt when another judge had ordered him held in custody after he was charged last week with causing grievous bodily harm with intent. Judge Tony Baumgartner said that Brown could continue with his tour, including several stops in the UK, but would have to pay the bail to guarantee his appearance in court. Brown was initially scheduled to appear in court again on June 13th. If he had been held until then, Brown would have missed at least 2 dates on his upcoming tour. He's accused of launching an unprovoked attack on producer Abe Dia at the Tape nightclub. You remember the Tape?
Oh, yes, of course.
Swanky Mayfair neighborhood in February of 2023, while he was on the last tour. Apparently, he several times hit Mr. Dia with a bottle several times, punched and kicked him in an attack.
He has beat men and women up.
American musician Omololu Akinlulu, who performs under the name Hootie Baby, is a friend of Brown's. He's also charged in the attack. So, yeah. Do people go to his concerts?
Yeah, they do.
Well, sometimes you can judge a book by its cover, and our crime reporter, Gina Barberi, has a story which will tell you about that.
Well, I have a skin-crawling revelation.
Ooh.
Staff at a museum in Suffolk, England, recently learned that an unassuming old book sitting in their office was actually made from human skin.
The Necronomicon Ex Mortis?
Maybe. Believed to be that of 19th century murderer who was hanged nearly 200 years ago. The killer, William Corder, was convicted in 1828 of murdering a woman named Maria on what's become known as the Red Barn murder. According to the BBC, the book was donated decades ago by a family member of the surgeon who had processed Corder's body. Curators at the Morse Hall Museum realized that the book was, and how it was made, about a month ago. It's now on display. Corder was from a middle-class family of farmers and lived in a village. When he met Maria when he was 22, they became lovers and decided to elope. Now, no one knows what happened, but Maria met him at the Red Barn so they could run away together, but she was never seen again.
Oh.
Almost a year later, Maria's stepmother had a dream that Maria was dead and at the Red Barn. Her father followed up on it. He took a mole spud, which is a type of spade, and dug around the barn and found Maria's remains. A manhunt ensued. They found Corder. They caught him. They tried him on 10 counts of murder and was hanged. And the doctor who processed his body used his skin to bind some of his medical books. And Bill looked up what this is a process.
It's actually a term. It's called anthropodermic bibliopegy. That means the binding of books in human skin. It says this practice peaked in the 19th century. It was popular amongst doctors who had access to cadavers in their profession. There are 18 books confirmed in existence to be bound in human skin out of 31 tested. So there are some that are fakes. And there's a whole, if you just go to Wikipedia, if you just look up books bound in human skin, it'll take you to the article.
If that's a Google search you want in your history.
It's pretty interesting. I mean, there's a lot of them are medical books, but then there's one that's Nazi photographs.
Ooh, that's even creepier.
And then there's an edition of Edgar Allan Poe's The Gold Bug that was bound in human skin.
Klaatu, Barata, Nikto. Oh, never.
Oh no, Katie's saying stop.
Never read the Latin out loud.
Yeah, don't do that.
You don't do
You
that.
want bad things to happen?
Oh man, and it's a fascinating and really, a bizarre thing to research a little bit about, but it won't hurt you.
Oh, well,
unless you read it out loud.
You've seen them.
Well, I guess if you have an actual Necronomicon, but I'm not. I think those are hard to come by, actually.
I don't know. They show up pretty frequently.
Let's see. Here's the story of a loose kangaroo. I mean, he was on the loose. He wasn't loose. Chasing a loose kangaroo is getting to be part of the job for a policeman, for police in a southwestern Colorado city. Irwin is the pet kangaroo.
Irwin the kangaroo.
There's Irwin at x96.com/live. Wasn't difficult to nab when he got loose last fall in Durango. Oh, I've been to Durango. It's a nice city, little mountain town. Still quite young at the time, he leaped into a bag similar to a mother's kangaroo pouch. On Monday, though, Irwin got loose again, and a police officer was worried he might get hit by a car. This time, Irwin had grown too big for a bag. That technique wasn't going to work. Officers were debating whether they needed to lasso Irwin or what the plan was. But actually, Officer Shane Garrison just cornered him and wrestled him for a second.
God.
Sneaked up on him and grabbed him, and he's still not so big that he couldn't be picked up.
He's about as big as a dog, a large dog.
Yeah, and so he was able to hold him there. The owner is not sure how Irwin got out. Well,
Irwin.
Why do you want a kangaroo as a pet?
I don't know.
Not a good idea.
Kangaroos can grow taller than most men and weigh 200 pounds or more. They can hop faster than a person runs, and they deliver a powerful kick. And it really was a practice at one time. There were people who had boxing kangaroos, and people would pay money or if they could win prizes, get in the ring and last with a kangaroo. And they very seldom did the human win against the kangaroo. Let's see here. Irwin the kangaroo.
Steve Irwin.
Probably. Oh, yeah, that's probably right.
Australia, yeah.
A pair of 10-year-old boys walking near a beach in Poland. I know you don't picture Poland as having beaches, but they do. Found a message in a bottle. It turned out to be a handwritten love letter written from 1959. The young boys, Eric and Kuba, said, "Oh, Eric, yes, Kuba?" Said that they'd found the bottle with a note inside while hiking along the World War II fortifications near Stogie Beach. It's lovely this time of year. It's right there near Gdansk.
It smells like cigars.
Yeah, the faded handwritten note inside was written in 1959 by a girl identified only as Ravsia, and she had addressed the letter to Bunny and spoke of feeling lonely at school in Tarnow and thinking fondly of her memories of the intended recipient. "I assure you that I am quiet and modest. I do not make friends with anyone. I simply avoid men," she wrote. "My dear, you are a terrible egoist. I only write about myself, but I think only about you. I see you at every moment." The boys who found the bottle said that they may have been they've been in contact with a museum in Tarnow. They hope the letter. They think maybe they can find the person who wrote the letter. 21 Pilots have announced their 8th studio album, Breach. I don't know, those guys are from Ohio. Tyler Joseph and Josh Dunn announced on social media that the follow-up to 2024's Clancy would be arriving this September. However, they stopped short of giving an exact date. They are set to preview the forthcoming record on June 12th when they'll share its first single. It's called The Contract. And they're still pretty popular.
Oh, yeah. They're huge.
Yeah. Let's see, Judas Priest. There's a documentary being co-directed by Tom Morello about Judas Priest.
Tom knows his stuff.
Tom Morello from Rage Against the Machine. Is it called The Battle of Judas Priest, and it's currently in production. It's being co-directed by Banger Films' Sam Dunn and Rage Against the Machine's guitarist Tom Morello. The film will celebrate the legendary band's lasting impact on music and culture, with their influence reaching far beyond metal.
Well, they better include a clip from Beavis and Butthead in there.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, and Jason Momoa. You're listening, aren't you, Gina?
I'm here.
Jason Momoa has a new epic coming to life. He's starring as the warrior Ka-Iana in the upcoming Apple TV series Chief of War. It's a passion project for him and his co-creator Thomas Pa'a-Sibit, as they both hail from the islands. In the first teaser for the series, which is inspired by true events, war is coming, and it's up to Ka-Iana to win.
Okay.
And
Will he have his shirt off?
Of course.
Yes, he does. Oh, yeah. All right. Yeah. So the first two it's an episodic. The first 2 episodes of Chief of War will premiere August 1st on Apple TV, with new episodes premiering Fridays through September 19th. And Carrie mentioned this yesterday, I think, but if you haven't checked out Murderbot on Apple TV, it's kind of a dumb name.
But
for the series.
It's a robot that becomes sentient but doesn't want to let people know he has.
He
doesn't like humans.
And his prime directive is to protect humans. But he finds a way to circumvent his programming so that he can do something more than that. And what he wants to do is watch movies on TV.
Soap operas.
Mostly, yeah.
Specifically, yeah.
So he doesn't want to kill.
Not yet.
Oh,
no. I
so
mean,
it will get there.
He thinks humans are stupid and awful, but he still protects them. They get attacked by things, and he protects them.
But at some point, he's not going to.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know about that.
Hard to say.
I think there are some of the humans he seems. I bet he kind of likes them. But Alexander Skarsgård is really good as the Murderbot. So
Weather?
Warm and getting warmer. 84 for a high today. That's quite a bit warmer even than yesterday. 54 overnight low. 80 tomorrow. We stay in the low 80s, upper 70s. I'm looking all the way through Memorial Day to the first part of next week. We could be close to 90, it looks like, by Wednesday of next week. But your Memorial Day weekend plans should be uninterrupted, I think. Everything looks great.
Thank you very much. BigOTires.com.
The team you trust. I go to the Big O Tires on 2nd East and South Temple, and it's they always take care of things very quickly.
That's
and
the thing. You sit down, you get onto their Wi-Fi, and you think, I'm going to be here for a while. I got some stuff I got to do, and then the next thing you know, they're saying, "Oh, you're done."
Oh, Mr. Jackson.
Oh,
Carrie, we got it done.
Maybe you're traveling for Memorial Weekend. You should take advantage of this healthy car special for just $39.95. It includes oil change, tire rotation, alignment check, brake check, battery check, and more for just $39.95.
And even though Big O Tires has the lowest price on every tire every day. Right now, they're offering $120 off select sets of 4 tires. That goes through May 26th. Financing, no problem. They have even no credit needed financing for their services. Make an appointment online. Find a store near you. Just go to BigOTires.com. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
So I came across this. I want to know what you guys think about it.
What's that?
Okay.
A father has come under fire for lying to his family and booking a hotel room for himself every few months and saying he's, quote, on a business trip. Now, you are never going to guess what he's doing every few months in a hotel room.
Well, if we're never going to guess, why don't you tell us?
It's not having an affair, which is probably what you would
think.
Yeah.
The man who's been with his wife for 12 years could not keep the secret any longer. This is something that popped up on Reddit.
Okay.
He confessed that his daughter, who's 4 years old, has a peanut allergy that has, quote, ruined his life.
Oh, this is nonsense.
Because he loves
Nonsense.
nuts,
So
particularly.
he goes and hides out to eat nuts.
So he books a hotel room
Oh, bull.
for a night or two and tells his family he's going on a business trip and gorges on peanuts
I don't
and
believe
Reese's and Snickers.
I don't believe this for a second.
Liar!
He's a right way from home enough that he goes to work or whatever. Have a candy bar on the way to work. Have a bag of peanuts on the way to work. You don't have to.
If somebody has a deadly peanut allergy, you can't do anything. He said so much so he goes away for a couple days and eats whatever he wants. And then before he comes home, he brushes his teeth several times, puts the clothes I'm wearing in a bag.
Oh.
Pull out fresh clothes that I've kept sealed in a plastic bag. The clothes I was wearing go straight home in the washer with bleach.
I don't believe many aspects of this story. The other aspect I don't believe is if that is absolutely true, it would have been. He could have easily said to his wife, "You know what? I love peanuts and stuff so much, I just don't want to. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna check into a hotel every once in a while and eat."
Don't you
nuts.
think your wife would say, that's crazy?
No.
You're going to spend the money to go stay in a hotel
No.
to eat peanuts?
No,
every couple
I don't
of
think
months?
so. I think my wife would say, "Well, if you really need to do that, okay."
Or he's saying that it's the nut allergy.
Yeah.
But it
and
isn't
he's
a
really
fair-
having an affair.
It's one of the two. I mean,
Liar!
as a matter of fact, I think he's having an affair.
You think he's having an affair and
Yeah.
lying about
He's using the peanut
Yeah.
allergy as an excuse?
I mean, his daughter is a pawn into his immoral behavior.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I love Reese's peanut butter cups, but if one of my kids was allergic to them,
You would check yourself into a hotel and eat Reese's peanut butter cups.
You would.
I wouldn't specifically go for that, but if I had an opportunity to be out of town for a couple of days, I would use that opportunity.
I can tell you would have a car dedicated to kids. Don't ride in this car. This is mommy's car.
This is the peanut.
I'm going to go eat
This is the
peanut butter cups in the
allergy
car. Yeah.
I don't know enough about the whole peanut allergy thing. Would he be able to have like a Snickers bar at work and come home?
Probably.
There are people that have such a deadly peanut
I guess it
allergy
depends. Yeah.
that even if you're semi-adjacent to it,
I think you could have a Snickers bar at work.
Mm.
Brush your teeth.
Because as we all know, Snickers packed with peanuts.
That's right.
Yes.
Now you wouldn't want to have a payday, probably, or a pecan or a salted nut roll.
Mm.
Yeah,
it's all about it.
I want one now.
A salted nut roll.
Yes.
What's the difference between a salted nut roll and a payday?
Salted nut roll is a little more rounder. Because I remember
That's
we
about
we used to buy them. Dad would bring one home when we were kids, and he'd slice
it up. Yeah.
Slice it up so we could have it.
They're quite good.
Yes.
But that really is the only difference, just the shape.
I think so, because the payday is in like a flat, well, not flat, but a... well, let's see. Let's get the movie started.
Now look who's here. It's Tori Ann Baker.
How'd you know my middle name,
I
Bill?
just was looking on the internet here, and for some reason...
Internet knows everything.
You thought you were in trouble, huh?
I
Tori
did.
Ann,
I
you
did.
get in here right now.
For some reason, there's one article here that's got your full name there.
Oh, crazy.
Hi, Tori.
Hi.
Salt Lake Film Society, where we always love to go see movies, and but Summer Showdown.
Summer Showdown, yeah. So we're into multiple years of Summer Showdown, and it's a lot of fun, and we sell out of almost every screening. So please get your tickets in advance. But we launch on the 29th with Troll 2, and we'll have some of the cast in. And yes, our friend Steve Hatch will be there, to my knowledge anyway. So that will be a lot of fun. We also have the coolest Troll 2 shirt that you've ever seen this year, and that will be a limited edition shirt. So come out and see that. We should get that arriving in theater before then. And then we pit 2 movies together every weekend to say who's the coolest.
How many do you do? This is a pretty extensive
It goes
list,
all the way until the top of September.
So it's
usually,
a lot of movies.
usually it's about 18 weeks. Yeah.
Wow.
So.
And these are a lot of movies. They're beloved, and probably you haven't seen them in a long time. Certainly not on the big screen.
Well, you certainly haven't seen them in an environment where everybody is not only very familiar with the film, could probably recite all the words, but the theater is packed. We have trivia. We give away also, prizes as well as little buttons you can get, sort of like swag gifts, if you will. And Patrick in our offices, he's awesome. He's at the theater. You can see him. He makes the coolest little things that are kind of takeaways from the screening. They decorate, so it's just a fun way to spend the weekend.
What are some of the pairings here?
Well, we'll have some of the most popular that we've seen right now are Arachnophobia and Starship Troopers, which we were just talking about.
I like both. I like Arachnophobia, and I always liked Starship Troopers. A lot of people gave it a hard time when it was out.
Well, that's what turns a cult movie into
a
cult movie, right?
I haven't seen Arachnophobia since it was in theaters.
Yeah,
originally.
and it's pretty creepy when you see it on the big screen.
Yeah.
You get a little skin crawling going on.
I still have a hard time in the shower because I can picture that spider dangling.
Just coming down. Yeah. It gives you that. But Holy Motors and Pan's Labyrinth weekend is really tracking.
Now, I don't
big.
know what is Holy Motors.
So Holy Motors is just a cult film that's been around for quite a while. It's in French. The closest film, if I could put it up against Rocky Horror, I would. But we saved Rocky Horror for October.
Yeah.
But it's about a guy who sort of like dons a different costume every time he goes to a different area in a neighborhood in Paris, and it's very weird and surreal, and it's got some singing and music, and it's very colorful. It's super cool. People are very excited about that.
But that's going up against Pan's Labyrinth.
Going up against Pan's
also
Labyrinth.
Weird.
Also, yes, also weird. Also lots of makeup effects and the hands and.
Well, by the way, just parenthetically, any idea when Frankenstein movie's coming out from Benicio?
From Guillermo del Toro.
Sure, yeah.
Oh no, but I've seen pictures from behind the scenes that are out already. It looks very cool.
It's in post production right now.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else we got?
Idiocracy, which, we're pretty much living in that time right now, versus Mars Attacks, which is Tim Burton's film. Yeah.
These are two. I love both of these movies.
Yeah. Well, what's great about this year, you guys, is that instead of having one on Friday and one on Saturday, we've decided to put both on each day so you could technically double feature. So if you love them both, you can come and you can go at 7 and you can go at 9.
There you go.
This is a better idea. I
like that too, because sometimes you don't want to spend 2 nights in a row.
2 nights in a row, right?
Yeah.
That's what we were thinking.
And double features, I always used to love it when they did double features.
Yeah, great. And double feature at the Broadway, lots of popcorn, really great concessions. Go for it.
How do you decide, Tori? So you have Idiocracy and Mars Attacks.
Yeah.
How do you decide maybe that's a good pairing?
Well,
or is it just instinct.
It is a lot of instinct and a lot of like film knowledge, but you also I like to think about things like who's popular right now, what's in the zeitgeist, what are people thinking about, actors. If particular actors are popular, then I might look at their works, and then once I find something, I'll try to pair it together. I paired Django with Sisu, which is a small Finnish film about sort of Nazi killing, and I was sort of looking to get a lot of sort of anti-fascist themes going on in Misheard's program.
Django Unchained, and what's the other one?
And Sisu. And so it's very John Wick, ultra-violent style film about a prospector who has some gold and Nazi soldiers try and steal his gold, and then they find out that he can actually kick their tail really well. So it's a lot of fun. It's the same filmmaker that made Rare Exports, which is a Christmas movie that's a lot of fun as well, that might pop up in the Christmas time of year at the Salt Lake Film Society. But that weekend I was actually going for Inglourious Bastards in Sisu, so you try to pair the thematic things together.
Killing Nazis.
Yeah, killing Nazis. But I couldn't get Inglourious Bastards. So sometimes the booking affects it, and sometimes, so program's kind of an art form.
You're also doing a Dogma anniversary celebration.
We are. That will be in June, and that is, I can't remember how old it is because I'm feeling really old
This
when I
says
say how old it is.
25.
I was going to say 20,
anniversary.
but 25. That just makes me feel older. But yes, Kevin Smith's film Dogma is coming back out, and so Buddy Christ will be right there with you guys.
It's Salt Lake Film Society now. Where can you get a schedule of this or see about it?
Yeah, SLFS, which is Salt Lake Film Society, tix.org is really where you want to go to grab your tickets. They are on sale now. Okay. If you're a Red Carpet Club, and that's our donor base or membership, if you will, that supports our nonprofit. It's also tax deductible. And so we encourage everybody to be a Red Carpet Club member because you can also get early access tickets to events and programs like this before they tend to sell out. There are also other benefits attached, like 20% off of concessions and things like that. But
cool.
And you do new movies too. Like I'm eyeing 28 Years Later here.
Yes,
I'm excited
28
about
years
that
later, the Phoenician Scheme, which is Wes Anderson's new film, will be coming up on the slate in the summer.
I saw Sinners at the Salt Lake.
Oh, you did see it with us. Yes. Thank you so much.
Yes,
so,
I accidentally called you about my tickets. I made a mistake. I ordered the tickets online, and I made them for 9 o'clock, and we wanted them for 7 o'clock. And I thought I was calling the box office.
Tori?
I called Tori.
Hello.
Hi, Tori. She said they'll accept the 9 o'clock tickets at 7.
Just say, don't you know who I am?
All right, Salt Lake Film Society, SLFS.tix.
No, SLFS Tix.
Just SLFS Tix. Okay.
.org.
All right. Thank you, Tori.
Thanks, Tori.
Tori Ann Baker.
Yes. All right. We'll have some messages, play a song, and crawl towards the exit. Stand by.
Need some geek news? Carrie brings you up.
The Radio from Hell show is really all about Gina Barberi.
Of course.
Thank you.
It really is all about Gina. I have 2 files here, actually, in my news gathering file system. One of them is labeled specifically Gina. And I put stories in there that I think Gina will be interested in or will be helpful to her development as a human being.
Oh, okay.
So I have 3
other one.
I have 3 stories in that file right now. The other one is Murder and Mayhem.
Which is a different kind of.
So I'll tell you the stories that are in the Gina file.
Okay.
3 stories that might help you as in your development as a functioning human being. And if none of those appeal, then we'll move to Murder and Mayhem.
You know what's nice about this? That means that you're thinking about me throughout the day.
That's what I'm saying. This show is all about you. I think about you almost constantly.
Wow.
All right.
Okay.
Here we go. So here are the 3 stories I have right now in the Gina file.
All right.
I had 6 or 7, but I've used them over the last few days. So this one's first one is from restaurants to retail. The best ways to maximize your stash of gift cards.
Oh, maximize.
So,
because you tell them why that story's
well,
for you.
Well, it's interesting you bring that up. I walk into my daughter's room a day or 2 ago.
Mm-hmm.
She's sitting on the floor with a piece of paper and a pen and a bunch of gift cards. And she's making a chart of the cards she has and how much money is left on the cards. And she told me, she said she saw a story about how so many gift cards go unused or partially used.
We went through your wallet one day, several years ago, and Gina had 15 gift cards that she didn't even know what they were.
I still do. I have, but
I still got a couple.
But
yeah.
she's like going through methodically and using them because that's
what you should do.
That's
a good
money.
idea.
That's money.
So
sitting
maybe I'll
there.
pass this article along to her,
Yeah,
and she can help you with your gift card problem.
Okay, what else you got?
I have one gift card, only one,
all right,
and I'll use it. Here's another story in the Gina file. Is it okay for parents to lie to their children?
Ooh, that's.
Now, I made good on my Samuel Jackson lie to Festus many years ago.
And thankfully, that was the only lie.
It's the only
one ever. Yeah.
Only lie I've ever told.
Or here's another one. This is the third one. That's all I have in the Gina file. Moderate to vigorous exercise can boost memory.
Memory, huh?
Moderate to vigorous. Moderate to vigorous. But
I mean, that's kind of the headline says it all there.
no, wait. Do you remember the headline? Do you even remember?
I don't know,
that?
something
I
about.
didn't think so. Yeah. So those are the three stories. You want to hear the murder mayhem one, and then you can decide if we have time to do any of them. I don't know.
Or this was just a list of
Yeah.
stories.
Oh, this, yeah.
Okay, here in the murder mayhem file,
Okay.
which generally is for you. In a remote corner of California, roaming dog packs leave a trail of blood and terror.
Wow.
Yeah, let's hear that.
That's a good one, right? Here's this one. Megachurch leader raped and tortured worshipers, BBC says. How about 6 members of Rashad Jamal's cult missing in Missouri?
Murder?
3rd arrest made in Texas murder case of Savannah Soto and Matthew Guerrera. Or finally, suspect arrested after deadly Florida mall shooting.
I like the pack of dogs one.
You want that?
Do we have time for it?
Yeah.
Okay, pack of dogs.
Yeah, we have time for one of them.
All right, here we go. Drive down any of the long, rutted back roads of a dusty Riverside County community, and it won't take long before you feel like you've fallen off the grid. Telephone poles disappear, street signs and lights are nowhere to be seen, and ramshackle houses and fences hide behind thickets of weather-beaten manzanita and chaparral. If you're quiet, you'll hear the wind roll across the valley, or maybe the bell-like clink of a sage sparrow. All right, let's just
Where's
get
the
to it.
story?
Get to the dogs killing people.
This is Riverside County, California. Early this spring, a pack of free-roaming hounds, identified as 3 Labrador mixes, 2 Queensland Blue Heelers, and a Husky, slaughtered a herd of goats and 2 sheep. The bloodbath was documented on Facebook with gut-churning photographs and descriptions. In 2018, a woman was killed by a pack of dogs in broad daylight.
The same pack of dogs?
Don't know. But it's not the dirty-looking curs that run, snarl, and bark and gnash their teeth behind fences when a visitor approaches that one needs to fear. Instead, it's the ones with unfettered access to the outside world that cause concern. The dogs that wander in packs, chasing and killing pets and livestock and wildlife. And the problem is, it's particularly bad in Anza, a little community in Riverside County.
The dogs are out of control.
Yeah,
Murder dogs in Anza,
according to
California.
reports from the U.S. Department of Agriculture and Wildlife Service, domestic dogs are the second most lethal predator of livestock, with coyotes taking the top spot in that area. In the case of sheep, coyotes and dogs account for 70% of predator losses, and dog kills are on the rise. 2014, 13,200 adult sheep were killed by dogs. 13,000. In 2019, that number increased by more than 10,000. So they're trying to figure out what to do about it.
Well, you got to put them on trial, and you got to show the other dogs, look, we're going to hold you accountable for your actions. That's how that works.
It seems to me
Dogs
as though
won't kill
this
if
would
they-
be one instance of where they could perhaps shoot the dogs. But they're saying we can't do that. We have to try and figure out how to round them up and neuter them. And so it's like feral cats, except
feral dogs.
Yeah, and feral cats are dangerous to some wildlife, but not to humans
No.
generally.
Not usually, no.
These dogs can be wild.
Spay and neuter your animals. How about that? Dog killer!
I didn't there's a Utah researcher involved in
there is?
taking care. Yeah. I didn't realize that. Free roaming domestic dogs, a big problem in Riverside County. My advice is don't go to Riverside County.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
That's just a little tip.
Yeah, I wouldn't go to Riverside.
Yeah, there are women who there's a woman who you can't kill them. They're my bush puppies. She says.
What?
They're my bush puppies.
So they're like, it's like a lady that feeds
Yeah.
feral cats.
Instead of a crazy cat lady, it's a crazy dog lady.
I've got people dying all around me. You think I get upset because a dog gets run over? Why should I get upset about a little dog?
Hot lips.
Audio slave.
Oh, whoa.
You okay?
Yeah, I just was looking at that trailer for that movie she mentioned, Holy Motors.
Mm-hmm.
It's really weird. Very strange.
All right, let's do the promo and crawl towards the exits.
Friday's Radio from Hell show will dive into the secret lives of Mormon wives.
Oh,
now, our good friend Victoria's watching it, so we don't have to. How about this? Jimmy the Wine Guy will be here first with delicious booze.
Oh, well,
yum.
Secret Lives of Whiny Wives, Radio from Hell, Friday morning here on X96.
If in the future you could write promos where I don't have to do anything but make sounds, I'd appreciate it.
Hey,
wee. Whoop.
I can do that.
Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Oh,
please.
I mean, once in a while, it's fun. Wasn't that fun?
All right. Fine job as excuse me. Fine job as always, Katie. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
Artie Fufkin is next.
X